There are a lot of things you'd probably like to leave behind in 2020. One of the most important being your old underwear drawer. If you're rolling into the new year with the same bunching, chafing, and uncomfortable underwear, then you've got to check out Mack Weldon. Mack Weldon is an essential piece of my new daily routine. These Mack Weldon underwear are so comfortable that if it comes time to change them and I don't have a new clean pair of Mack Weldon undies, I might not wear underwear at all. From socks, shirts, and hoodies to underwear, polos, or active shorts, Mack Weldon promises comfort and a consistent fit. Whether you're working out, going to work, or on a date, Mack Weldon is for everyday life. Their wide range of customized fabrics can keep up with you no matter what your day looks like. And Weldon Blue, Mack Weldon's totally free loyalty program, gets you free shipping for life. If you don't like your first pair of underwear, you can keep them and Mack Weldon will refund you, no questions asked. For 20% off your first order, visit MackWeldon.com/peasants and enter promo code peasants. That's MackWeldon.com/peasants, PEASANTS, promo code peasants for 20% off. Mack Weldon, reinventing men's basics.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 827.
Do it live!
827, doing it live. And boy, are we going to do it live. We're going to do it live. We're going to do it so live. Really quick, before the announcements, I want to point out that our last episode was basically shadow banned. At some point, we were not showing up in the live feeds while we were still live. Someone flipped a switch somewhere. We were not in the live feeds, and then the VOD wasn't anywhere to be found unless you went directly to our channel or if you went to one of our social media links and clicked the link there and found it that way. It wasn't in the recommended. It wasn't in the sub feeds or anything. So I would say now is a great time. If you want to make sure that you know when we have a new video out, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, follow us, join our Discord server, do something like that, because that's the best way to know if there was a show, because we always post that there's a show and there's a link to get there. Don't rely on YouTube. If you're a fan of the show and you want to watch the episodes, don't rely on YouTube to let you know. And also, basic attention tokens have been granted to everyone who uses the Brave browser. So click that triangle and send me your bats, please.
Give them the bats.
Yes.
Give
please
them all the bats you can.
Send me the bats. And if you want underwear, now Billy the Fridge's used underwear is for sale somewhere else, okay?
Oh, fuck.
But if you want the same underwear that he was talking about, there's a link in the description. Not the kind he actually wore, though.
I like
That
That would be like a double. That would be a double whammy for like the sponsor. Be like, hey, we got it from this website, but we're also selling it, so double the bang for your buck.
I like my Mac well done. Go to the link, get some underwear, eliminate chafing. No more chafing in 2021.
I have some of the Mack Weldon underwear. They sent me some, and I took it on a road test, if you know what I'm saying, and it performs under pressure just right, you know?
It's like butter.
It's like
for your lap.
For your lap.
Ew.
Oh, God.
Ew.
Maybe
Give
it's
them
not
a
like
field
that.
test, and you'll see the difference.
I've surprisingly never put butter in my lap. I'm thinking of that now.
Maybe I had like butter on a plate that I had in my lap.
I suppose that would count.
Yeah.
I was thinking direct application of like melted
No,
butter, like
I've
I
not
had a
had
lap
such a
full of
thing.
lobster. Like I was buttering up my lap lobster.
You didn't have like you wouldn't have a plate, so you're like, fuck it, it's on my lap now.
Well, I mean,
So
yeah.
So Smarty, you have
Yeah.
tested positive for the
We're
COVIDs, right?
starting off with this. Yes.
I mean, why
yeah,
not?
I got
Before we get into the news.
All right, let's get it. Yes,
Yeah.
I got the coof.
You got the
Where do you
actually
think it
did
came
get the
from?
We have a suspected theory that we had relatives visit from out of state, but the thing is they didn't know. They tested negative when they came over,
Yeah.
and then when they left, they were like, "Hey, this person tested positive. Get tested, everybody." And I was like, "Fuck."
At least they let everyone know instead of like be like, "Oh well."
This is why
That's the reason why I'm here, because I texted Ben. I was like, "Hey Ben, so I'm gonna have a little bit of time off work.
Yeah.
You got any slots for DP available?"
Yes.
This is why I don't set up orgies anymore.
You know, we've got wide open slots for you. I mean,
Not while you're coofing though.
yeah.
No,
Backdoor Billy is shut down for the coof. No COVID.
Yeah, no, the coops is not a good place to be. But I will say though, like, at least with like the type I got, it's not as bad. So like, I assume, you guys aren't in the same? Are you guys in the same room?
We are right now.
Hey, Smarty.
Okay, I'm gonna need
Jesus, man.
Hey, Smarty. Jesus, man. We took a month off. Where he was at home.
I have to note, by the way, just to clarify, I've been caught the fuck up for the most part, because like the reason I haven't been here is because I work a job where I work at nights, and can I give you guys a little bit of a plug really quick?
Sure.
Everyone watching, if you can do me a huge favor, go to your Spotify right now and go to the Drunken Peasants podcast on Spotify.
Yes.
Download all of the episodes.
Yeah, you can
so
do
you
that.
Because I literally, and this is the best way I can put it, you guys have literally gotten me through my shifts.
That's amazing.
And will continue to do so. So
that is, if you have Spotify on your phone, you could just look us up, subscribe to us, and do a quick download of everything. It's years and years and years worth of content.
It is every single episode for the most part. I mean,
for the most part,
with the exception of, I am still a little salty that the first spin the wheel, make a deal audio ain't up there, but that's fine. I get it. But
yeah,
aside from that,
was a private show.
Yeah, I was gonna say 99% of DP content is on Spotify.
Yeah.
So go there, download it.
Yeah. Spotify helps us, and anywhere, basically anywhere you get a podcast from.
Fill your holes with content.
I'm still recovering from COVID. 0 out of 10.
I feel
Do not recommend.
Nah,
I feel it,
two
Two
guns.
Guns. I feel it. What I was gonna say is, Billy, if you can do me a huge favor, since you're in the same room as Ben right now, I need you.
Do I have to get his
to
consent?
simulate what I was feeling these past few days. I need you to get up, go over to Ben's chair.
No.
Put your hand on his chest.
Do you mind, Ben?
Press down.
I don't want that. No, I don't want it. I do not consent. I'm going into the news.
He called me sir and got me so human angry.
That's what the coup feels like.
I don't want it.
Wow. They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
And you better well learn to love it.
Oh yeah.
So I do want to bring up one thing really quick, and that is this, because I always get, Nick Fuentes has more followers than you. He gets a lot of people on D-Live. No, he doesn't.
Not anymore.
Bye-bye, fuck faces.
Are we allowed to invite Nick Fuentes to come on the show still?
Don't do that.
I would like to.
It's gonna be like the fucking. It's gonna be the rule of like, if you have this person on your stream, you're gonna get the fucking boot.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know anymore. If Nick Fuentes is allowed to come on our show, I would like to openly welcome him to come sit down with us now that he's been deplatformed. This is unfortunate. I would love to give him.
I feel like if you're gonna do that, you should put a paywall behind that one, or in front of that one, not behind it. in front of it.
He's such a degenerate that he got banned everywhere.
You're welcome here, degenerate Nick. White nationalists Nicholas Fuentes and Tim Baked Alaska Gionetta are among the far-right figures.
Fucking last name.
Yeah, is Ginnet or Garnet?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't want to pronounce his name correctly.
It looks like a French name to me.
Yeah, he looks like a French toast. Burnt. Are among the far-right figures who have been banned from DLive following the Capitol riots. The streaming platform announced on Saturday morning that it banned several notable users. The announcement follows widespread action taken by Twitter, which included a ban on President Donald Trump on Friday evening. DLive ruled that both Fuentes and Gionet's accounts incited violence ahead of the storming of the Capitol on Wednesday. DLive believes and encourages freedom of expression, providing it abides by U.S. law and our own community guidelines. The company wrote Saturday in a statement. On January 6, 2021, the following channels were found to be inciting violent and illegal activities and have been suspended indefinitely with their lemon balances
you don't
frozen.
get to cash out them sweet, sweet lemon dollars.
How you like that frozen lemonade,
You know,
Nick?
we did a few months of streaming on DLive, and I made a bunch of lemons, and I just kind of like never cashed them in. I tried to get partnered there, but it was like all weird, and I just was like, fuck it.
I've always heard that like DLive is kind of one of those places where it's like you can't say certain things.
What?
On
No.
DLive. Like no, unless I'm thinking of a different platform,
Well,
like one where it's like you have to be very specific.
Well, I'll explain what DLive is mainly now. After the initial PewDiePie hype, everyone went and dipped their toes in it for a minute. But then that's where people mainly on the right, like alt-right white nationalist people, have gone to stream after they've been banned from YouTube.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say Biden won the election on DLive.
Yeah, that's banned.
Banned and red-pilled. Gionet called for a civil war ahead of the riots, and he live-streamed himself while inside of the Capitol. This guy... Baked Alaska calls for a civil war.
Someone get me his mugshot as soon as it's released. I know there's enough of you with your feelers out there to get me Baked Alaska's mugshot once he's arrested.
He's a tier 1 weenie. He picks fights with people, and the second that they step to his face, he gasses them with a can of mace and runs away like a fucking weenie. He's a tier 1 weenie, and he wants to call for a civil war? What a joke, you goofy little manlet. You garbage human being. Your civil war is with yourself and your other fucking beard buds. When you guys break into the Capitol building to do what? To take selfies? Fucking losers, dude. Fuentes also previously supported taking action and even floated the idea of killing state legislators who vote to certify the 2020 election results for President-elect Joe Biden. How did he float the idea? Was like, we could eat the cookies in Congress, dip them in some milk. Little pussy. Dances
and by
around
milk,
the subject.
I mean arsenic.
Yeah. You want to have your little hate-filled comments with your safety little cryptic words? GG, there'll be a new platform for them. They'll be back to making their hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I mean, he's been let off the hook so many times for times where he's probably should have went to jail.
I do question though. What was the supposed rule Trump put in effect where it was like, oh, if you deface like federal property, you're supposed to go to jail for 10 years. For a minimum of 10 years. Yeah. And now that the shoe would be on the other foot with his supporters that fucking fucked up the
and we're gonna get to the Joker with the fucking podium and he tried to sell it on eBay. That guy is a special kind of stupid.
I love how quick everyone got swooped up.
I mean, he fucking took a picture where his face was showing, where he's smiling, taking the thing that he's stealing, the federal property that he's stealing, waving at a camera, and then he tries to sell it on eBay, and it got up to like $100,000 or something.
Yeah.
What the fuck? He must have known he was going to get caught. He is stupid as fuck. Anyway, we'll get through this and we'll get to that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that said, the ban will likely have financial repercussions for white nationalists, as many streamers make large chunks of cash from viewers who give contributions in the form of a super chat. Thank you guys for the super chats, by the way. That said, in November, the SPLC reported that Fuentes is making the equivalent to $119,000 a year salary on DLive from his Groyper army.
Yeah, didn't someone give him a $250,000 in Bitcoin? I don't know if that was ever confirmed.
Fuck.
A $250,000 out the deal.
Yeah, there was something circulating around that suggested that somebody donated him a $250,000 in Bitcoin.
That man's name? Ghislaine Maxwell.
That man's name.
Fuentes is currently making roughly $326 per day off of DLive. What a strange number.
He's not a lot.
He's making almost as much as Pitmonk is. Roughly equal to a salary of $119,000 per year, the SPLC reported. Notably, fellow white nationalist Groyper, Jaden McNeil, remains on DLive despite his participation in the Capitol riots. Fuentes didn't immediately respond to the Daily Dot request for comment on the matter.
I didn't see any footage that proved Fuentes was in there. There is the guy
There's that image. There's that image of him. It's somewhat behind.
It's up in the air whether or not that's him.
Yeah, it may or may not be him.
Yeah,
it looks. It's the fucking like. What is it? The guy behind him's laughing.
He has
the laugh that he did.
He has
in
that
the video.
smug
did
manlet laugh thing going on in the back.
But didn't they say he looked tall in that?
It could have been perspective, but yeah, he did look taller than a little baby Nick Fuentes would look.
Like that is the defining point. It's like, that can't be him.
I don't
He's
know.
too tall.
But if anything, he incited it from the outside. He was there at least outside the building. There's proof he was outside the building.
I'm gonna at least do one Capitol building riot in my life. And that's the one point when I get caught.
Not. You're not going to do it.
Obviously not. But when I get caught, I'm going to tell them, no, I'm 5'4". Check my IMDb. I'm way too tall in those pictures.
Long con. Long con, Bill Fridge.
Everyone, please like the stream to help us get some more people in here. Just hit. It just takes a second. Click the thumbs up. Just really quick. Do it.
Do it.
Let's see. We're going to watch this. So, Trump has been banned on Twitter and basically every other social media, even like Pinterest and shit. Yeah.
All my recipes.
It's
all
like
my recipes
every single fuck thing.
For my white nationalist Alfredo sauce are gone. I've been banned off Pinterest. My white tie events will be canceled on the MySpace. His OnlyFans is still up, though. That's where you can find the Russian piss videos.
President Trump's account. The social media giant cited the risk of further incitement of violence as the reason behind its decision. It also said it would suspend any new personal accounts the president.
When they first announced, when they first suspended him, they gave him the 24-hour suspension. I was like, just do it now. Just get rid of him now. It's going to happen.
Even I tweeted, I was like, that's not good enough. We need him off.
Well, it's
like,
inevitable.
Get him, fuck him.
Giving him a second chance, he's just going to abuse it. He'll get one last shot in.
It's interesting, though, because you guys, I think it was you and I forget who it was. But anyway, the discussion of like how long before he fucks it up came up on this podcast. Yeah. And I think the general consensus was like a month after he is no longer president, a month after he would lose his Twitter. Nope. He lost it now.
I would love to go back to that and check out our guesses on that.
In this case, I believe personally that this hurts Trump more than losing the presidency, losing his Twitter, because it fed his ego more than anything else.
Also, because of the fact, remember his one of his campaign folks tried to give him his Twitter, and that immediately got shut down too. As well as the POTUS Twitter.
Yeah, he tried to jump on the POTUS Twitter. What a motherfucker!
I sent you some pics really quick, some tweets really quick in the Discord.
Tweets really quick.
Some tweets really quick. So
the ban
that some black guy, Derek Blackman.
Yeah.
You see, he got banned on Twitter.
He did.
What?
Yeah, he after all Trump's accounts were getting banned, he changed his name to Donald Trump Jr. on Twitter, and he put parody account in his title, but he started saying things like joking around, like y'all. He said y'all neighbors can't yeet me, and then he was like, I'ma send the drone strike
like
to get
this.
you. Yeah, gonna drone strike the fuck out of Jack. And he put,
I don't know if you have it. My favorite is the John Barron Twitter account. You know about that?
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Someone made a parody account, and it's a picture of Donald Trump with a mustache, and it says, "Just here to make some friends and also to make America great again." And it's just like,
Trump with a mustache. That's funny. Yeah.
and the pin tweet is, "Hello, I am brand new to Twitter. What are you guys up to?" It's so stupid, but I love it.
On Friday, Twitter even removed posts tweeted to the president's official government account, which he rarely uses. The move follows Wednesday's deadly assault on the U.S. Capitol. Mr. Trump has been accused of setting the violence in motion with tweets and his speech, encouraging his supporters to literally march to the Capitol.
Never seen a
Literally
larger
march to the Capitol.
winners.
What about Antifa burning down entire cities? Huh? You wanted to just get rid of the police, but now you're happy when it's against conservatives. I've been told that I hold all of these opinions that I've never even espoused in my life.
Well, I
It made me just think about, you guys didn't see Kevin Sorbo on Twitter about this, right?
Him and Lucy Lawless.
I unloaded on that fuck.
You
because
did
he goes,
not.
I was like, are you? So hold on. So he goes, he was tweeting, he's like, guys, I think that's Antifa disguised as supporters. And I'm like, are you fucking stupid, Kevin? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard you fucking say, you idiot.
Because he started tweeting like, "This is America.
This is
Good
it.
job,
This
guys.
is
This is it. It's happening. It's
Revolution.
happening."
No, wait, it's
and then they look like fucking buffoons cosplaying, LARPing as some like Boston Tea Party meets Boston PAX.
Cut over to the. Oh wait, no, you're probably gonna pull that video up. Never mind, I won't bring it up. I was gonna say.
Yeah,
And I'm convinced that this is not a COVID wall around Trump. I think that's bulletproof glass, because this is one of the first times he's doing a rally that's not in one of his heartland red state areas. This is in Washington, D.C., and he's out there in the open where it's like it's a sea of blue in Washington, D.C.
I don't know. They're usually pretty good at locking down those areas.
Yeah,
like every conceivable angle, and they'll be like on top of buildings and shit.
Everybody was saying, I kept getting reports that there were armed people at these protests.
There were definitely armed people inside of the Capitol building.
So how are they allowed that close to him with guns? Like, that's wild to me. They're just letting people.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
that
could you
know
imagine?
what? You have a point there.
Yeah,
but I don't know why. Yeah, why would they let anyone within shooting range of the president?
That could be why the glass was there too.
Maybe, yeah.
He's never had a damn sneeze guard before, you know.
That's weird that they would let them bring their weapons, incite them, instead of like being like, yeah, you can't bring weapons to a thing. I don't know. I don't know. There had to have been some sort of like safety area that they had roped off. They wouldn't just let people get like super close to the president with firearms.
It still weirds me out that they just let them basically go in. Like, sure, there was like a back and forth. Obviously, you saw like the guards and stuff. You saw them try and push him off. But for the most part, they just fucking let him in. That's what fucking stuns me. Like that actually.
Well, you remember when
let him in.
when the BLM riots were happening, Trump was like, I can't remember the quote exactly, but it was something like,
when the looting starts, the shooting starts.
Yeah, when the looting starts, the shooting starts, right?
Yeah,
so, an old,
among other
old
things.
60s thing.
Yeah, that's what Trump had to say about the BLM riots. But then after the MAGA riots happened, the MAGA coup, he was like, they're very special.
He didn't even do. You know what? He wasn't the one that.
You're very special. Shut the fuck up.
He wasn't the one that called in like reinforcements. That was Mike Pence and Pelosi that did that shit.
Yeah.
So
he's like, no, let it burn.
You know, and this is CNN saying this, where this is where I heard it from, but they're saying inside sources indicate that Trump was kind of thought it was pretty cool.
I'm sure he did. They fucking love me. Do you see how much they love me?
Yeah.
I never liked that building anyways. I'd take a dump on Pelosi's desk if I had
that
to poop
building
right now.
That building is
Kinda
checks
backed
and
up.
balances on his power.
Yeah.
He probably didn't like it very much.
Yeah.
Like, if that building just didn't exist, he would just be a dictator. So, get rid of them, get rid of the court. Well, install a puppet court, which is what he thought he was doing.
He's like, I'll take the Chewbacca bikini guy. He'll be in my puppet court. He looks like a Muppet. I like him. We'll take the very slow boy that looks like a scuffed Sam Hyde. We'll put him in there. We like him a lot.
So here's a news story about the arrests that have been happening. I think over a dozen arrests so far.
You want to talk about "I love you, you're special" from Donald Trump? These people are fucking special.
I love you, you're
like
special.
the stream, everyone. Like the stream and send in your bats. Check your bat wallets and see if you have any basic attention tokens if you use the Brave browser, and send them to me, please.
My own little army of goodies.
Stormed the Capitol are now under arrest. They are people who became infamous in photos and videos, and now they're facing federal charges. I want to go straight to
They
CNN's
should.
Evan.
You know what? The message should be sent that this is unacceptable and these people should pay the price.
Fucking clowns.
But nobody says that when it was BLM, when it was the Black Lives Matter people.
I say that.
When they were getting stomped out in the streets, met by massive police force, guns in little kids' faces, and then over here, we got people literally breaking into federal property and they don't have backup? Nobody sent backup? Are you serious?
Not for a while. Not until people were already dead.
Arrested.
Yeah.
Anna, we have a national roundup happening right now, and among the arrests that the Justice Department has now announced is a man by the name of Adam Johnson. He was arrested back home in Florida, and we're expecting that he's
Every time he says Adam Johnson, I think of Adam Johnston.
This fucking guy.
You know, Adam Johnston.
Who's that?
Our friend. YMS Adam.
Oh, I don't know his last name.
Yeah, it's Johnston.
Nice. I didn't want to dox him.
No, everyone knows his real name.
I just call him my boy, Adam. I love him.
Be appearing in court.
This podium guy. All right, this just shows you how stupid the average person that did this.
This is the type of guy that would argue over boneless wings versus bone-in wings.
Hey, I'm totally not going to be held accountable for stealing from Congress.
Best thing about this guy is he hasn't voted his entire adult life, so he didn't even vote for Trump.
I want to really know how he managed. What was the thought process, being like, I'm going to take the podium. I want to know what came to mind when you saw it.
It was probably somewhere in between not voting for Trump and then buying a Trump 45 snow cap. So somewhere in between there. He didn't vote for Trump. He didn't vote for anybody. He's been registered since the early 2000s. Hasn't voted. Fucking bandwagon Trumper.
Here in Washington, D.C. Next week.
He doesn't look so happy there.
No, where's the smile?
Oh, one of the ones that
Why is you sad?
They took their fucking memes as far as they could. Like I said, it's like the kids that played D&D back in the day and like ended up killing each other playing D&D, and that's why parents freaked out about it and wouldn't let their kids play it. Like they took the fantasy too far. They took it into reality. They LARPed too hard.
So word is this guy has 5 kids at home. A family of 5. He failed his 5 kids. I think because we're good patriots.
They're gonna spend a decade without their dad.
I think since we're good patriots, we should do a search and find a new daddy for those 5 kids. The Drunken Peasants talent search. We will help find a man better than this to raise those kids for the next 10 years. I'm willing to use our platform, Ben, to make this a reality.
Oh, yeah, and you know what? Someone did point it out. All of the people who were arrested suddenly shaved. Like, they might as well put like Clark Kent glasses on too.
It's not me. I shave. See?
Images. He's holding the lectern of the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. Another arrest, a man by the name of Jacob Chansley.
He tried to sell it on eBay. He basically like set a breadcrumb trail from the scene of the crime back to where he lived.
Does he look stupid to you, or does he look happy to you?
He looks stupid.
I can't tell. He looks
as
stupid
fuck.
to me. Maybe he's just happy though.
He's the one.
Sometimes I feel like you have
he's
to be stupid to
committing
be
a
happy.
federal offense and waving like, "Hey!"
Looks stupid. Yeah.
One that you see in some of
this
these
is
images,
like perfectly posed
with face paint and a sort
This motherfucker too.
Oh.
of bearskin
Oh.
hat. Another one arrested is Derek Evans, who is a delegate from the House of the House of Delegates in West Virginia. Just a flavor of some of the 17 or so arrests. That
This
the
guy
federal
looks like he subscribes to way too many OnlyFans accounts.
He's from West Virginia, so
West Virginia.
I'm sorry that the federal prosecutors.
that's the state where the highest percentage of residents are missing teeth.
This guy looks. I know he's not missing teeth. He might have found some extras there.
No,
He looks like he bites into a can of Manhattan clam chowder and drinks it like a fucking Coors Light.
Have brought in federal court. There's another 40 or so that are facing
fucking tell
charges
Hannibal that
in
shit.
the municipal courts or the local courts here in Washington. We're told that this is a nationwide effort now, but really I just want to stop for a minute and despite the carnival atmosphere, some of these images that you're seeing, there is a more serious part of this, and that is, a lot more than the 5 deaths could have resulted from this mob scene. You had a man with a truck full of bombs that was parked outside one of the house buildings.
Idiots. I said they are idiots, you.
The guy
like
with the
to-
truckload of bombs, give him life.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to make mention there is a man in this gaggle of idiots who tased himself
to death
in the balls, had a heart attack, and died.
That sums up the intelligence level of this group.
That's it.
Of the people that died, there was the girl that died in
Like
a pool
getting
of
shot.
her own blood while wearing a Trump flag as a cape. Do we know about the other deaths other than the police officer who struggled for his life and then died
He
the
got
day later?
crushed.
Yeah, got crushed in the fucking
Oh, there
door.
was the one lady who died after being trampled to death while she had a "Don't tread on me" flag.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Are you
I'm
serious?
sorry. I know
Yes.
it's fucked
That
up.
is-
It's fucked up, but there's
It's
some irony in
tragically
that.
hilarious.
We should both not be laughing at this and
No.
laughing at this at the same time. This is
so bad.
Schrodinger's giggle. So funny.
I'm sorry.
It's so funny and so
fucking-
sad.
Oh God.
So tragic. As Donald Trump inciting this,
That's
do you feel
comedy.
guilty? Do you feel guilty at all if you were Trump and you told people to do this? Would you feel guilty?
Yeah.
Something tells me Trump doesn't feel guilty at all.
Of course not.
I think Trump feels proud.
Things just right across the street from the Capitol. He was essentially left that truck full of bombs to go attend the Trump rally, and then came back and was.
Yeah, the guy that had the truckload of bombs, that's attempted mass murder.
If we
Get
don't,
rid of him.
If we don't give him life, I think we should defuse every bomb in that truck, turn it into a truck full of dildos, and he can work his way through every single one and then be free.
Was arrested as a result of that. A lot more serious consequences could have happened from this event.
So many different adjectives have been used to
She's
describe
got
the
neck,
events
dude.
and what we witnessed.
She's
so what are
part
the
giraffe.
charges specifically?
Oh my
that
gosh, she's a long
they're
neck.
facing?
I
Because
love
people
it.
have talked about domestic terrorism,
She's tall.
sedition, insurrection. We
I can't
talked
stop
and
looking
used
at that
all
neck.
of those words in the last
Right.
several days. What are they facing in terms of
Reminds me of-
charges?
Her
There's
the cut of her shirt, adds to that.
Yeah, with the hair too.
I need
Yeah.
to-
She's long necking on him, and then our buddy
need
over
to
here
show you guys.
looks like Jesse Lee Peterson and Obama had a kid.
Right, that's
You guys,
fascinating.
just hold on. You just made me think of this. Can you go back to a picture of her really quick? Just go back to her really quick. Thank
Okay,
you. Thank
before you
Okay.
show it, is it going to be those Genotions from Star Wars
No.
Attack of the Clones?
No.
Okay.
I was gonna say we took photos of context for everyone here. I moved to this new place because we got new cats, and we took photos with the cats, and one of them has a really long neck, and that's what I think of. Just kitty long neck.
Kitty long
That's
neck.
just-
Kitty long neck.
That's just her. She's just got a
Kitty
long neck.
neck.
Sorry, just Thank you for humoring me for a minute.
Right, that's fascinating. That's a great point. At this point, some of these charges range from entering a federal building without permission. Some of them are facing weapons charges. Some of them brought weapons. At least one man came to Washington, said...
yeah, those people are probably going to get about a decade in prison. I mean... man, you guys are just fucked. You guys are so stupid.
Dude, this is the price of progress. They fought for what they believed in. They deserve every fucking ounce of this.
Messages that he wanted to kill Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker
How
of the
many people
House.
spent longer than 10 years because they were part of the Black Panther movement, and they got tied in with some things that put them
If
behind
it's
bars.
terrorism, then that's what happens.
It's armed.
When you're a part of any type of extremist movement and you get involved in a terrorist plot or something that's considered an action against the government, they'll just charge you with a federal crime.
Unless you win, and then you'll be put in history books.
Some of them had weapons on them, but a lot of these charges so far are a lot, essentially stealing materials from a federal building. These are the charges that are...
That guy looks like a total gomer. Lord and Rebel says, Billy, these people aren't the best. They're fucking traitors and worse simps. When I said they were the best, I meant they were the best at being the worst. Like I wasn't saying they were literally like the fucking... the gods of America.
Like these are the people representing the group as a whole. That's
what I'm saying is, like, how could we get any better representation of what a bunch of fucking stupid, sick nerd losers MAGA was?
America.
This is the mirror. They've held the mirror in front of America's face, and you're like, wait, we did all this for Trump. And on top of that, let's say you did love Papa Trump, and you wouldn't
get shot and killed for him.
Maybe you would have.
And you're an idiot.
But let's say you did. Let's say you felt like you would have in your head, heart of heart, you would have died for Trump. Let's say you would have cried and died for President Trump, and then when you did die for President Trump with a Trump flag wrapped around your neck and bled out in the Capitol building, he didn't even say your name.
No.
Didn't even say your name.
Nope.
Didn't even say your name.
I don't know who you are.
He couldn't care less. And these are just acceptable losses to him. Like that woman dying for him, literally sacrificing her life for him, is just acceptable losses, casualties of war for him. It's pretty fucked up. I hope he does time. Like, all these people are stupid and they should do time, but Trump should do some serious time.
I am genuinely curious. Not just because I know they're drafting up new articles of impeachment.
Did you know that if they impeach him and he leaves office, they can still continue with the trial and charge him criminally even after he leaves office, and when he's out of office he can't pardon himself for anybody else, and it will bar him from running for office ever again.
Which will be nice, but it does not bar his family. It doesn't bar his sons.
They shouldn't be punished for what he did. I mean, I know that they're part of it, but fine, let them run.
The thing is, obviously, though, the problem is I'm not going to say fan base. I'm going to say sycophants. Like his sycophants,
his cultists.
His cultists, yes, the cult of 45 will unfortunately treat Don. Is it not Don Jr.? Whichever is it Don Jr.? Or am I thinking of it wrong? Anyway, point is they'll treat him like the second coming of that.
But who? Presidency. Like the Republicans don't want him. Like there are less and less and less and less high-ranking Republicans that want to deal with Trump being the head of their party again. So
at this point, there's only a few that really actually want to stand by his side. But
watch and see. Mike Pence will go to the inauguration. Trump isn't going. He's already said it, and they don't want him back. Like, he's caused them enough headaches. He wouldn't get the nomination. He would probably, if he does run, he'd probably have to run as an independent, and that means the Democrat running, whoever they may be, if it's Biden or not, would probably almost assuredly win because the vote would be split some way. It'd be interesting to see who got second place, Trump or the Republican. who got more votes out of that. I'd be interested to see that.
Donald Trump should show up to Inauguration Day in like a dump truck full of like drained swamp sewage and just dump it in the middle of the inauguration like he was an evil penguin or Stone Cold Steve Austin type. And this gentleman here, one more time before we go, he looks like the type of guy that trades revenge porn in a Facebook group. He just looks like a total creeper. Okay.
Like all of you that think Trump will get the nomination, I just really don't think so. I think the establishment party that actually controls the Republican Party does not want a populist like Trump who's a loose cannon that is embarrassing them all right now. And he's turned against all of them, like all of his allies. He just turned against Pence recently. So they're not. The party is more than just whoever's running for president, and through their primary process, they can keep people out of it if they choose to.
I think if we see another Trump in the White House, it'll be Ivanka.
I don't know. Here's Joe Biden talking about Trump.
I want to pick up on something that you just said about President Trump actively encouraging the insurrection at the Capitol. Given the perceived threat that he poses, my question to you is not so much about the role that Congress should play in impeachment, but rather...
Yeah, is he asleep?
He's Sleepy Joe.
I think, is he doing the thing like where he's writing the answer while he's being asked the question?
Should President Trump, in your estimation...
Oh, he's awake, guys, he's awake.
...remain in office?
The nightmare of Corn Pop woke him up.
He's a bad dude.
Look.
And he hung with some real bad boys.
I've been saying for now well over a year, he is not fit to serve. He is not fit to serve.
We got these two horribly geriatric motherfuckers.
It's unfortunate.
And they're both crazy as hell. I think Trump is like the worst kind of crazy, though. Like aggressive kind of crazy and delusional.
It really is two opposite ends of the spectrum, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're on a spectrum, though.
He's one of the most incompetent presidents in the history of the United States of America.
God.
And so the idea that I think he shouldn't be out of...
He's the first president that's going to have a secretary of diaper changing.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I think Trump probably had diapers. He had a butt shape like he was wearing diapers. Might have just been his cakes.
He had a juicy booty.
Yeah, he got the
Mr.
juicy.
President Biden, your bariatric diapers are here.
Issue. The question is, what happens with 14 days left to go or 13 days left to go? And I think that what
he's doing the accordion thing
81
too.
million people stood up and said,
yeah,
it's
you know what
time
I
for him
miss?
to go.
Politicians, when I was a kid, always did the small thumb. When they would talk, yeah, you'd see a little bit of the thumb. Small thumb, small thumb.
When I
or
run,
you get this. A lot of these.
When I run for politician, I'm just going to be like, yeah, this guy's fucking lying, dude. Just like I'm jerking it.
No, that's Billy as the mayor.
Yeah, Mayor Bill. Okay.
Mayor Bill Fridge.
All right, Bezos, let's go.
United States
Let's go, Bill.
Senate.
Come on, Bill
voted
Gates.
93 to
Roll
6
them dice.
to confirm that we should be sworn in. We were duly elected. So I think it's important.
That'd be hilarious. You as mayor of Seattle rubbing elbows with those guys, and you would.
Hold, sorry.
What's going on over there? Are you dying of COVID?
Yeah. JP had a little bit of the cove.
The cove.
On with the business, getting him out of office. The quickest way that will happen is us being sworn in.
We were talking about Seattle.
What action happens before?
Oh, dude, yeah, that's a great hat. Man, I really hope the whole COVID thing is sorted out by the time that they're supposed to have their first game, because I really want to go to the first game. And like the new Key Arena, what Climate Pledge Arena. Yeah. It's gonna be the best stadium or the best arena in the NHL.
I dated a girl named Climate Pledge Alina. Yeah. I'm wearing a Seattle thing right now too. I went to the mall today, and I have been dieting, so I got used to not wearing a belt because I was so fat that my pants were tight. My pants were falling down, so I went to the Mariners store and I bought a Mariners bandana
cool.
to tie my pants together. So I'm wearing a Mariners bandana around my pants right now.
Interesting.
It's a belt?
Yeah, as a belt. You tie it between the two belt loops in the front and then cinch it together.
Wow.
So
I've never done that before.
Yeah, your boy's got a makeshift belt out of a Mariners bandana, wearing some Seattle stuff, because that was like the one place, like, I bet you they got a bandana in there. I'm going to just run in because my pants are falling down.
Yeah, I can't wait to go to a Kraken game once it starts. And I miss going to a Mariners game, even though the Mariners are terrible. They're like the worst baseball team in Major League Baseball, right?
Which sucks, because they were so good for like 2 years, and then 2 years again, and then that was it.
They're the only team that's active today that's never played in a World Series.
And they're the only team that's active today that's got the most wins, right? Or maybe they're not. They're tied for the most wins, most season wins.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know about that
116 season wins. They tied with someone
but
from
they
like
just
1909.
choke in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, they've been since I've lived here. They've been exceptionally bad. Like I don't think they've ever even made it to the playoffs since I've lived here.
The reason they probably haven't. The reason they choked, I think, was in 2001. They had the record season, and the season got disrupted because of 9/11. So there was no baseball for a couple months. So they had the first ever Mr. November instead of Mr. October.
Yeah.
And the Mariners came back after the 9/11
and they
happenings,
sucked.
and they didn't have it anymore.
Yeah,
they lost their groove.
It happens. That kind of shit happens.
I'd say we'd have a World Series pennant right now if it wasn't for 9/11.
I went. I see Jamie Hill in the chat talking about like a rivalry between Seattle's hockey team and the Vancouver Canucks. And that probably will happen. And I think that's the reason.
I can see it.
And I think that's the reason why the Kraken chose the colors that they do, that they did. Because
anyone who would like to see the colors, of course, here they are.
Well, and because Vancouver has Seahawks colors. Like the Vancouver Canucks have like Seahawks colors and Mariners colors. So I think that's why the Kraken have like such different colors than what most of the teams here in Seattle have. Because normally they have green. Like green and navy blue normally is what you'd see.
Yeah.
But they don't. They have it different. I went up to almost a year ago now. I went up to Vancouver with Jeff Holiday, and we went to a hockey game. And I was there because my team from Ohio was playing against Vancouver, and my team won. I only saw like two other fans of my team there, because they only play each other like once a year, and you couldn't get further away. You know what I mean? But after the game, the Canadian fans lined up while I was walking out and like congratulated me and while I was on the way out. I was
still
like,
got to be really weird. Like to, like if
they were nice
as a New Yorker who has two hockey teams, both from New York, the Islanders and the Rangers.
Yep.
Okay, this is a good story I can tell. I had a friend. We went to a bar, and they were doing Rangers versus Islanders.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty neck and neck game. And my buddy who's there, he's wearing a Rangers jersey. Rangers are ahead. So literally the moment the Islanders score, I turn around, he's taking off his jersey, and he's got an Islanders jersey underneath. He's like, yeah, guys, look, we're winning. And everyone just started throwing shit at him.
That is messed
That's hilarious.
up. What a turncoat.
That's hilarious.
It was so funny. I was like, wait a minute. How did you spend that much money on fucking jerseys?
That's why whenever I go to a Black Lives Matter rally, I always have a MAGA hat in my pocket in case things switch. I'm like, hold up, just switch over. I can get out of here.
That's why I have. I was gonna say I have an Islanders and a Rangers hat over there, so I'm prepared.
Here's Biden talking about Ted Cruz and the other people that were contesting the election results.
And you have called for unity and healing in this country, but after the events of Wednesday, does that make your job easier or harder?
I think it makes my job easier, quite frankly. I've had a number of my Republican colleagues former colleagues, I used to serve in the Senate for a long time, call me. Many of them are as outraged and disappointed and embarrassed and mortified by the president's conduct as I am and Democrats are. And I think I have said from the beginning, and I have not changed my view, my overarching objective is to unify this country. We must unify the country. And I think that you've heard me say this before, and I apologize for repeating myself, but understandably the questions are repetitive and good. I mean, I'm not being critical of the question.
Don't pussyfoot.
And that is that
the
there's
president.
two ways people are inspired. By inspirational leaders and by terrible leaders.
Yeah, it's
Billy. What would you prefer? I'm sorry. What would you prefer, pussyfooting around or being like, such a horrible question, you deserve to be disgraced by the news organization that you work for?
I would say, these questions, they're repetitive. You answer the same things over and over again because we haven't been able to do them yet. We haven't been able to enact them yet. And this is something I will say time and again until it is real, because I'm going to work hard to make this a reality. Don't be like, oh, they're not to say your questions. Who the fuck cares, dude?
Yeah,
you said it. Own
too
it.
much.
Move forward.
Yeah, too much
Move
explaining.
forward. Talk like a fucking man or a woman with a dick. No.
By terrible leaders. What this president has done is rip the Band-Aid all the way off to let the country know who he is and what he's about and how thoroughly unfit for office he is. And you see already a number of Republicans. I was so proud. I know we're on opposite sides. I'll get criticized from some of the people in my party for saying this, but I've worked very hard with and against the former, soon-to-be former majority leader, Mitch McConnell. I thought what he said on the floor of the United States Senate.
Mitch McConnell?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these people get. The weird thing is that Trump used to play ball with. Before he got into politics, he was cool with politicians from all over.
He was wedding at one point.
The Clintons came to his wedding.
His wedding, yeah, that was it.
The Clintons came to his wedding. He campaigned for Hillary. He gave Hillary money for her campaign, her Senate campaign. Yeah. So I'm guessing he voted for her. I would say.
There's also people think that the Republicans and Democrats are so distant. They really do. They go to lunch together.
They want to keep each other in power.
Yeah, they're all connected. Yeah. They talk. It's not like
a
there's
weird
some
symbiotic relationship thing going on.
It is.
It's not like a turf war where you show up to the cafeteria for lunch and the jocks can't sit with the emos.
I would say though the differences between them now are greater than they have been in recent history. Mm-hmm. That's not saying that much, but they are more. They're more divided than ever.
They seem to be, right, but I think when you look at their donors and you see how many people on each side are getting money from the same donors, they're a little more alike than you want to believe. He's over here talking about I've worked with Mitch McConnell. Yeah, well, we've seen Mitch McConnell fucking.
We'll see what he does.
Us.
We'll see what he does with his supermajority. He can either take advantage of the supermajority while he has it, because he may not have it more than 2 years.
He needs to. This can't be Obama 2008 over again.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy that he has the House and the Senate, but also I'm a little worried.
The time for reaching across the aisle and compromise is when the power is divided. When it's not divided anymore, it's time to do what you need to do. Your agenda should be number one priority.
Yeah.
That's what it should be. Your platform.
I just want, if anything, I want them to get something done. That's it. I want them to do something without it being like everything getting shot down like it always does.
I'm cool with if they want to do a public option for health insurance as a first step towards Medicare for all someday, maybe even long after I'm dead. Let's do it. Also, legalize weed nationwide.
Not just legalize it, give weed away as a social program.
Why not also make sure anyone who went to jail for a weed-related thing should be kind of breed, you know what I mean, or should be forgiven, you know what I mean? Something like that.
If you can prove that you went to jail for the same crime as somebody that was a different race of you, and you did 20% more time on average, prove it and then get 20% taken off. That's awesome.
I thought you were going to say prove it and give the 20% to that other person.
Yeah, give it to the tack more onto the white guy.
Send that other person to jail.
He stood up. He's ashamed.
It's your get out of jail
with the guy I have enormous respect for.
Get in jail.
Enormous respect.
And legal whores.
And I ran against him. Mitt Romney. I spoke to Mitt this morning again. This is a man of enormous integrity. Enormous integrity.
He does have more integrity than I think Mitt Romney has more integrity than Trump.
I respect Mitt a lot more.
Yeah.
Just in general. Because he's one of the people who's like, no to anything Donald Trump did.
Which is great because he's a Mormon. Mormons are special to me. Mormons to me are like white nationalists to Trump. They're very special. I love them.
Yeah. Go home.
Go home, Mormon.
There are so many more, but there's others who should be ashamed of themselves. But they make up a minority of the Republican Party. This isn't about Republican Democrat anymore. This is about people who understand what this country's about and the things we have to agree on and move.
Here's a video of Trump supporters basically walking up to Mitt Romney while he's at an airport and harassing him.
I thought, was it?
How you doing?
They did it for him too?
I have the other one too.
Don't tell me what to do.
Please put your mask on. It's required by law in this airport.
I'm standing 6 feet away.
I'm sorry. It's required of this
Okay, I'll
airport.
tell you what, because you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it because I want to have a chat with you. Why aren't you supporting President Trump?
I do support the things President Trump does that I think I agree with.
You're not supporting him.
I'm sorry, I do agree with many of the things he is for, and I support those things.
Are you going to support him in the fraudulent votes?
The election? No, I'm not.
Why not?
Because it's a long story. You didn't get a chance to hear my remarks in Congress. It's going to be a real long
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
It's a long story, but we have a constitution. The constitutional process is clear.
I feel like the keyboard on that laptop is just getting in the way. Like he should just have an iPad. He's
an old man.
Yeah,
you know,
it looks so awkward the way I don't know. I feel like he's never used the computer before, and he's just trying to search for like an email where he gets a coupon for the airport bar. He's like, "Where's my coupon?"
He can't. He
Really,
doesn't
I have
drink.
to let you know we
Mormons don't
have.
He still gets a coupon.
We have one of those keyboards for the iPad in the house. It is awkward. So yes, you're right.
Mormons don't even
It is
drink
awkward.
caffeine.
Supported him, and you didn't even support him in the election.
No, I did not.
Why?
For reasons I explained at the time.
If I was Mitt, I obviously wouldn't say this because I'd be Mormon, but I would say, "Oh, because I think he's kind of a cunt."
Yeah, for reasons I explained at the
He's
time.
kind of a cunt.
Kind of a fucking
I
cunt.
yield the balance of my
By
time.
the way, ditto to you.
And as a conservative, to represent the conservative constituents. Period.
Actually, that's not how the Constitution works.
It is. You're voted in to represent us. You work
I'm
for
gonna
us.
tell you, you work for me.
Am I wrong?
He's like, okay, I'm putting the laptop away.
Exactly. And I am from Utah.
Well, but you're not the only one.
He's like,
I voted. I know. There's a lot of people that didn't vote for you.
He says if even one of my wives were like you, I'd go gay.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that didn't vote for him, but enough people voted for him where he won the election, and now he's your senator, whether you like him or not. I wouldn't vote for him. If he was running here, I wouldn't vote for him, but if you live in Utah, you're going to get a Republican Mormon senator, probably. That's what you're going to get.
He did some good stuff. He did some good stuff in Massachusetts.
Yeah, but he had to really reach, like, when you're the Republican governor of a mostly blue state, you gotta kind of, if you want to get reelected, you gotta work with the Democrats. So
I'm sure that's what would happen if he was here in Washington. He got the Medicare for all, basically, right? Like,
no, it's a public health care option for the citizens of Massachusetts.
Of course it'll be private. That's totally appropriate.
You admit it. You know it. You know it's coming.
They didn't want you in there anyway. So to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if you weren't even if you weren't even voted in legally. You're a joke.
You're a
absolute joke. It's a disgusting shame.
Could you imagine supporting Trump and calling somebody else a joke?
That's what I'm saying.
like, honey, even on Trump's best day, he was a joke. And he knew this. He did a Comedy Central roast, honey. He was the subject of a fucking Comedy Central roast.
Yeah.
And your little friend Cox too is also. You know what? He assaulted me last night. Cox did.
You deserved it.
She got assaulted by Cox?
Yeah. Oh my God!
this
Is
is
guy
Utah.
about to get a drive-by fucking pegging from this gentleman in the squeal chair?
Why he's in a wheelchair with crutches.
Like Tanya Harding, just bam, right to the kneecap.
I think when you have crutches in a wheelchair, you just use the crutches as oars in a boat. You're like,
oh, I have to show this. Since we were talking about Baked Alaska. Baked Alaska made it on Jimmy Kimmel's monologue.
Ooh,
on
really?
his show. Yeah.
Ooh.
Then there's this dude, codenamed Baked Alaska,
See, that
who broke
looks like
into a
fucking
Senate
Nick
office
Fuentes in the back.
and then didn't know what to do, so he pretended to talk on the phone. The New York Post has identified him as a well-known white nationalist named Tim Giannet. Tim was bright enough to...
Oh, he pronounced it the French way. It could be pronounced that way.
live stream his crime.
America first! America first! America first! America!
The irony is unbelievable that you broke into the Congress of the United States of America and
live streamed it.
And you're shouting America first.
And this is really a room full of people who like never got picked first in a basketball game or dodgeball.
No.
They never got a first place medal. They were never first at anything. So they pretend that America is first. They're going to put America first. America's
Some real
first,
winners here, guys.
America's
some real
first
winners
in
at that
military
table.
spending. America is first in imprisoning themselves, and America is first in COVID. Also, they're first in the amount of citizens that believe in angels. That's one of the good ones.
Let's arrest you first,
all
and then
we're first
America
in.
second.
Got him. Let's arrest you first and America second. Got him.
I would say it feels weird, like for him to be doing the monologue at home with where no audience is, but it's still not funny. He's still not funny. I'm sorry.
Still not funny.
But it's poignant. It's poignant. I get it. He's still not funny.
It's still not funny.
Anyway.
I liked him on Win Ben Stein's Money. Thought he was funny on that show.
I liked him on the Man Show, back when that was like the only funny thing he started on.
I like him. I'd share an adrenochrome with him.
Fair.
Did we get... Oh, by the way, guys, if you send in Streamlabs, we'll read them after every segment, and we're trying to reach our goal tonight before the end of this show. We've got, 45% of the way to go.
45? Like Trump? The 45th president?
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Read the Streamlabs we got.
Hello, my friend said, I hate people that makes videos of them ruining someone's day. It is really gross and tacky and disgusting and selfish and horrible. I think I've done a couple.
Yeah,
Mr.
you
Captain Snack says, I'm the only one hoping to see Nick Fuentes get the book. Not for him just being banned, but for the emotional pussitry rotten jizzcock Spexo would ultimately vomit into a video for us all to laugh at. Yeah, Spexo's reaction to Nick getting banned on D-Live. I hope he cries. Isolation.
I've got a video.
Isolation
Would
Agarist.
Spexo compare that to the... Spexo compared to the time he gets divorced.
Isolation Agarist says, ooh, woo, hey, sweet boys, just stimulating you with a little bit of my stimulus. Feels good, man. Feels real good. Lord of Nurgle gave us that big love. Juggernaut Demon says, no, he's right, D-Live. Doesn't allow any criticism of the CCP. They're pretty shady company. DJ Sten says, R.I.P. Seahawks. Damn.
Oh, they lost.
I hope not.
They probably did.
Two Guns No Ammo gave that big money. Thank you again. Hope you're feeling better. I know you're still in recovery, but damn. And then a Vigilant Frog gave us that big love as well. And that ties us all the way back up to the beginning. Please send in your Streamlab donations to help us meet our goal. Thank you for all support, though. And also thank you to John Page for not pissing me off tonight. Some of the guests piss me off, but not you.
I try not to. I try to be sweet boy.
You're a sweet boy.
Thank you.
You're a sweet boy.
Oh no, I don't want.
Oh,
you know
shit.
what? I want to do a different one.
Okay.
I chose that one by mistake. I'm gonna do the newer one. Here it goes. Whenever it's ready. Here it is.
Wow.
I should turn off that goddamn internet.
Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. DP, are they going to touch me?
Can I say, by the way, just as an aside, and again, to give you guys a little shill, as I was at work listening to the episodes on Spotify, which you can in fact do, every time I heard
Boom,
that
boom.
intro,
Tip train, let's go, people.
Tip trade.
Thank you, Hammer.
every time I heard that intro, anytime I heard the if I could turn off the goddamn internet bit, I always was like, what is that from? Where is that? I've listened to at least 40 episodes trying to figure out what the fuck that was, and it didn't turn out until the actual Mania stuff. I grabbed a couple of the audio files and I finally found it. And the moment I found it, it was a moment of relief to be like, Von fucking Helton.
Goddamn internet.
Yeah.
All right, here's Trumpster Bob pondering a question that I think Billy asked him.
No.
Don't call. Please don't call.
The asshole versus the pussy. So the other day, I was on, the guy said, it was at Peasants channel, and the guy said, God created the asshole to be the perfect sexual pleasure for mankind. My thought is, oh, really? Because every single gay guy I talk to, as soon as the butthole's been broken in to his size or whatever, you know, his dick.
This is science. This is science. He's about to. This is Mr. Wizard 2.0.
The butthole's no good after
I'm
that.
just
It's like
gonna let me take this in. Let me.
lame as
Go
fuck.
ahead.
It's like weak. It's like
The butthole's no good
Nothing.
after that.
penis.
But like, I'm not talking about butthole being better for your penis to go into. There's a G spot in the butthole, the erogenous zone. The male erogenous zone is in the anus. And that's if you believe in God, God designed it that way, right? That's what I was
the
saying.
Pussy re-tightens up and reforms up because the pussy is kind of like a sponge, but the butthole is not. Once you've blown out a butthole, it's blown the fuck out. You can blow out a pussy and wait a year and a half, and that pussy will be tight all over again, like a fucking virgin.
I don't know how to make. I don't know how I can make heads or tails of this one, Trumpster Bob. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm not
I
in the
don't-
business of letting vaginas have a year and a half off to heal.
He was actually calling us earlier, and I didn't answer it.
Give birth to a child, and if she doesn't have sex for a year and a half, that fucking pussy will be that goddamn big around all over again, like super tight as fuck.
Yeah, it seems like little dick problems.
But the butthole, well, once that motherfucker blowed out, it's blowed out for life. It will never shrink the back fucking up. It's just a fact. So quit lying to motherfuckers about how great the butthole is for sex.
No, I've never put my penis in a
Because it's
butthole,
not.
so it's
Trumpster Bob, don't you know the
The
quote from
butthole
Patton Oswalt?
is
The
the
human
worst.
anus is nightmarishly elastic.
yeah. There's a reason why that guy with the 15-inch penis, Jonah Falcon, he was on Howard Stern.
God.
He's supposedly had the world's largest dick, at least in recording.
It's gotta be painful though when you think about it.
Yeah,
Like
he said he couldn't have sex with most women because they just couldn't handle it. So he had to
that would be
resort.
painful for the other person. You can use it as like a billy club, like to step.
He had to resort to having sex with male butts because his dick was too big for a vagina. That's rough.
Also,
Asia
we can
Larson,
establish
thank
that
you for
like
the sweet boy tip.
we know the Mr. Hands thing, right? Like that's
a horse, of course.
I know. I'm just saying he's like that's a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like that guy died, but like that's a lot to take in if you're
He died. Not
Yeah,
everybody
he's
who
dead.
rides a horse dies, but
Here you
that
go,
guy
sweet
did.
boys. I just
Oh
checked
my
my
God.
bank account and my stimulus just hit. TurboTax left
You're at
me a voicemail saying they
67.71,
were
oh my
sorry the
God.
IRS were such fuck-ups and sat around jerking off because I didn't qualify for the first stimulus payment.
Oh, thank you very much, Kayla. That's so sweet and kind of you to share some of that government money with us. It will all be going towards Ben's initial nose job, but we appreciate that. That's for all of us. That new Ben nose.
Can we get like a just can we get like a screen cap for Trumpster Bob right now, by the way?
He looked good. He's got his. This is
Like,
his,
I feel like you could do some magic with this photo.
anybody who says the butthole is better than a vagina. That's just not what I said. That's not what was said. It was just that
Mine is about this big.
We're just talking about the prostate, man. The prostate's the male erogenous zone. Prostate's in his butt. It's in his little butt. You get through it through the butt. You get to it through the butt. That's all I was saying. I'd never had mine played with. Don't need it. I'm perfectly fine suffering through life, just having regular vaginal intercourse and occasional blowjobs. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. But for those that do have it, it would make you think that God wanted them to have pleasure in their butthole. Why else would he put it there? Why else would is that the forbidden fruit? Is that the thing? Is that Satan? The little serpent's going to sneak around your leg when you're going to get one in your butt? And they're like, you better not.
I wonder how Jimmy Dore would feel about this video.
Jimmy Dore's learning, man. He's having a
I'm
cultural
curious
awakening.
how he would feel about this response.
He's having a cultural awakening, man. I wonder how Jimmy is doing with that, though. Last time we talked to him.
Next they talk first thing out of your mouth. All right, so let's hear how it went. Let's hear how it went, Jimmy.
We need that, yeah.
Fucking hole for sex.
More smarty,
Of
less
the-
Trumpster Bob.
Hey, thank you very much, Brian D. Boy.
Brian with the big love.
I haven't been around the show because I work nights, but that might change soon. So
Yeah, we're going to get Smarty fired so he can hang out with us more.
Yeah, that's exactly. No, don't do that. I need this job.
You need some money? We'll just
need
get you
some money.
fired.
All right.
Need this job.
Three.
But my hours might change, so I might be here more often.
The pussy is number one. And that's it, guys.
Peggy
Quit
Prolapse
lying to motherfuckers. You
says, can
fucking
Smarty
piece
be
of
my
shit.
pocket pal?
Muslim butthole loving motherfuckers.
Is he talking to
Play
us?
that again. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Yeah, let's go
to that
back.
part.
Let's go do a rewind there.
So quit lying to motherfuckers about how great the butthole is for sex. Because it's not. The butthole is the worst fucking hole for sex of the three. The pussy is number one. And that's it, guys.
Number one.
Quit lying to motherfuckers, you fucking piece of shit. Muslim butthole loving motherfuckers.
Muslim butthole
Jesus
loving.
Christ!
Just quit. Just stop lying to people, man. Okay? Stop it.
Again,
Because now
going,
people know.
I'm going to agree with him from 1 to 3 on the holes as far as rating for you as a man, or for me as a man. I can't speak for other people. For where I would like to put my manhood, it does go in that order, actually. But you never start with the vagina, though. That's always like, blow me first. Beyond that, I agree with them. That's not what I was arguing, Bob. I was saying there's the fucking prostate in your butthole, the pleasure zone.
The truth. That you're full of bullshit.
Hey, bud.
All I'm saying, Trumpster Bob.
What do you think of Trumpster Bob, buddy?
Here's this crazy video of this DoorDash driver who came back because she didn't think the tip she got was enough.
Nice.
It was an $8 tip, by the way.
That's pretty
I
good.
drove 40 minutes, and it was extremely far.
She says she drove 40 minutes, but I don't believe that's true.
You can leave it, thank you.
Oh no.
Wow. Is she wearing plaid?
One of my cats might hop up here, by the way. So
Pink
don't mind.
alert.
You can leave it.
No, I could speak to you, actually.
I'm sorry?
I need to speak to you. I don't think you realize where they're coming from, so I need to speak to you.
Man.
Oh shit.
Where what's coming from?
Where the food you ordered is coming from. I don't think you realize the distance that it's come from, because then you would never actually have given what you gave. So I think you can come and see me face to face. Because I drove 40 minutes.
Is this
I
for
drove
real?
40 minutes, and it was extremely far, and I got it to you early. So I don't think you realize where you ordered from.
I don't understand.
There are there's distance limits for these apps.
I mean,
so that you can't order 20 miles away. So
yeah, and they usually tell you if it's gonna take 30 minutes, 40 minutes. They usually give you a time frame.
And here's the thing also, is they pay you for the distance when you deliver that far away. You get paid for your time and distance. So they're going to take care of that on the app side. And if you don't get a tip, that sucks. But if you get an $8 tip,
that's good.
That's a good tip. When I deliver
bad
pizzas
tip at
for
all.
Domino's, tips on average were
$3?
$1.50.
Whoa.
$1.50 on average
Yeah.
is what they were supposed to get. I would always get way more. For some reason, I think people saw me bring their food. They were like, this fat son of a bitch. I'm about to
the
eat
sweet
fat
boy's
food.
coming. Here
I
we
feel
go.
bad. They give me extra money because they feel bad for how big fat guy
maybe they were
at their door.
congratulating you for not eating their pizza.
Possibly,
before
yeah.
it got to them.
Yeah. There's got to be something psychologically
Wow.
there.
This motherfucker brought us a pizza and didn't even eat one slice of
Doing
it.
something
giving him
right here. Give him extra.
There had to have been some psychological connection because I would always get way bigger tips than everybody else. I'd do less deliveries. And then the night when I cash out, I'd have way more money. It was strange. I probably was just favored.
Well, I think
From where?
from the restaurant that you ordered from. Do you realize how far it is? Do you realize you ordered from Colmac and you're in Smithtown?
Oh fuck!
That's a 15, 20-minute
Yo,
drive.
wait! Hold the phone. I know exactly where this is.
Okay, are those
This is
towns?
Long Island. This is a Long Island fucking.
Are you gonna order
those,
from her?
Are those towns?
Yes.
Like close, or are they far apart?
That's pretty. That's like. Hold on. I gotta do some.
Do some Long Island math. Some Long Island
Hold on.
short form. Come on.
Let's see. So
Let's go. Man in the chair.
So what was it? It was
Colmac
Wait,
and
can you play it?
Smithtown?
Yeah, let's play it back for Mr. Page. He had his epiphany. He needs to go down this.
I'm going
rabbit
in.
hole.
Dude, the look on his face was like.
Yeah, it was like this woman had attacked his child.
Here we go.
From Colmac and you're in Smithtown?
That's 9 minutes, you fuck.
Was it what? Was like the traffic bad or something?
I don't fucking know. That's literally a 9-minute drive.
It's not. You need to try to drive it. I just drove it. It's 40 minutes. It's 12 and a half miles.
Ma'am, are you stupid? That's
Hold on.
5 miles.
Yeah, even if it was 12 and a
did
half
you-
miles, that's not 40 minutes of driving.
Do you know how to drive?
Well, she
Because
also
Long Islanders don't know how to drive.
she also doesn't know how to deliver either. Because this is not the way.
So I don't think you realize how far it is.
I feel attacked right now.
This is the problem with feminism. Somebody told her that she was worth more than she was worth. They lied to her. So she would empower herself and fight against man and further divide us as human beings. And now she's drunk with power because somebody told her she deserves equal wage. She doesn't just want equal. She wants more. She wants more.
They don't let us know how far. So I think you need to adjust your tip. to make it right.
I'll adjust the tip.
Guys, I'm sorry. My kind sucks.
You're kind?
You gave an $8 tip.
I guess he means New Yorkers. I don't know.
I suppose. Long Islanders?
Long Islanders.
Because this guy gave me an $8 tip. He's pretty cool. I like $8 tips. Whenever I get an $8 tip, you know what I do? I whip my junk out and I masturbate to completion. The
Living
second I
in
get that tip.
the New York City metropolitan area is very expensive.
Yeah, $8
That you
tip
want to
is
ask
great.
Stereos about. That part is a stereos part. But
Yeah.
Revit Kalinski says, "Fuck you, Billy." I don't know why, Revit, but I will tell you
who knows?
this. I will tell you this. Thank you for your $2. If you want to curse me out again, it's going to go up to $10 though.
Now
$10
we're at
minimum.
roughly 75% of our goal. Thank you guys. Please give us a like too. We've kind of been holding steady around 600 live viewers. Let's try to see if we can get 700. You know what? We got screwed too. Like our last episode, we had about 8,500 live viewers, but then they cut us off. And
your last episode got kicked off the sub feed like that. Like that guy got kicked off the wall when he was trying to climb.
Yeah, that happened, and it kind of fucked over that video, and almost nobody went and watched it. If guys, if you didn't even watch the last episode, you should. There's a great highlight. Did you see that highlight that Scott posted with him and Jeff on Twitter?
What was it?
That was funny as fuck.
Yeah, it's hold on, I'll grab it really quick here. Yeah, it's a moment. They're basically advertising the show, which is great. I'm downloading it right now.
Oh yeah.
There's one highlight that I've always wanted to edit, like do a little edit for.
If you ever want to edit a video of ours, let me know and I'll put it up.
The problem is I want to do it, but the problem is also like from the get-go it will be an immediate demonetization.
Well, who knows?
It's the finger beats bit.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was
that bit.
Every one of our main
time.
characters in The Last Jedi had like a story arc they had to overcome within Last Jedi. Rey had to give up on Luke.
No.
Rey had to give up on Luke, her mentor.
I love how Jeff takes off his headphones because he doesn't want to hear Billy's explanation.
Yeah, that's me. Every conversation about Star Wars.
Classic skeptic right here, by the way.
He is a member of the skeptic
exit
community.
the conversation without any sort of debate. I won the second he took those headsets off.
Wow.
Because her mentor failed her, and Ren had to give up on his mentor. He had to kill Snoke so they can get Snoke or whatever, so they can get closer together and be there for each other. Because when that light and darkness collide, that's when we get to the gray. That's when we get to the true balance of the Force. That we had Finn. Finn had to go onto the Discovery starting out as a stormtrooper. He had to go to the light side of the whatever, the rebels. He had to go through the...
Scott is just waiting.
He's like waiting to knock it out.
Yeah. Here he goes.
He had to go through the rebels.
Actually, yeah, that's right. And then Rose had to get over being Chinese.
Well, Rose wasn't a main character. Rose was part of the plot story that Rose had to help deviate Finn from the love affair that he was in with Rey from the first movie, because they had to. Rey obviously was going to be with Kylo Ren.
Scott, you killed him.
Yeah.
I just witnessed a murder.
Yeah.
Honest Red is very stupid sometimes, so I'm gonna spell it out for you. Luke never trained Rey.
He's just trying to get to you.
Luke was a mentor in the fact that he was like the head Jedi guy, and she thought that was the pinnacle of what she had to achieve. She thought she had to go to Luke for training. She thought she had to learn from Luke, but the truth was she didn't. And she had to learn that on her own. And she had to come to Kylo Ren, and they had to have that connection and realize that they were the power for each other. And that's one of the few things that was set up they actually did follow through with in the third trilogy. One of the few things I liked about the third movie in the trilogy. So he was an idol, not a mentor. He was a potential mentor in the same way that he was somebody who she thought she needed to continue her path.
All right, Honest Red, you and Billy can have this conversation at another time. We've talked about this quite a bit in the past. Oh shit, check this. Let's get Wild Bill for America's take on what happened in Congress.
What happens when wicked men seize a nation and bring evil down on the heads of the people? Well, history shows that the first thing wicked men and women attack is faith in God and His Word. So genuine Christians may well be forced to exercise their faith in secret. Millions of Christians in communist countries have done exactly that. And communism is exactly what is taking hold in America.
Maybe he won't even
after the
talk
elections
about
of 2020. But do not despair.
I haven't watched this yet, but I just assumed that this would be about what happened because it came out after it. But I would not be surprised if Wild Bill acts like it never even happened.
Ignore
And
it.
his rhetoric is consistent with, egging this kind of shit on.
Thrives under persecution, and the Christian church in America has needed a swift kick in the pants for decades. It's time to wake up, get prayed up, and take up their cross and follow Christ. Do you know what it means to take up your cross? Those are the words of Jesus in Matthew.
Those are the words of Jesus.
That's his name.
Jesus.
16:24. The Lord said, "If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." The cross was an instrument of death. The man carrying his cross was carrying it to his execution, where he would be nailed to that cross to die. So there's nothing glamorous about taking up one's cross. You are marching out to obey the commands of Christ, even at the cost of your own life. How many of you love God?
Do you think Wild Bill lives in this park now? He looks too clean. He looks too clean.
Nah, he don't live
Behind the camera is like a tent.
I wonder how does Wild Bill make a living?
I'm sure he's retired now, right?
Yeah, he looks old. He's probably in his 60s, I would say.
Yeah, I know. I think he claimed that he was in law enforcement. Am I right?
He claimed, yeah.
He claims. Somehow Trumpster Bob got Wild Bill's phone number and called him in this video.
Never in a million years will I know how he did that.
Yeah, I would call Wild Bill if I had his number.
Do that.
Someone gave me King Cobra's number a long time ago and was like, "Hey, give him a call." Like he takes calls.
That's what's up.
As wickedness sweeps across America, the government and the courts will be increasingly hostile to the message of the cross, and they will viciously persecute anyone who dares to proclaim God's word in opposition to the evil agendas of the left. And believe me, the evil is clear.
Believe me. The evil is clear on the left. It's a little more unclear on the right. You see, when they dress up like Chewbacca bikinis and storm the White House and do everything that, I would chastise the other side for doing, I just kind of ignore it. I'm waiting for the shoe to drop so that I can tell about the story that the MAGA chuds took over America. Because it's not over yet, guys. They could still win.
God clearly addresses every issue we are facing in this nation today. Listen to my favorite quote from John MacArthur. He said, "Listen, the only time the church has made any spiritual impact on the world."
I can't wait for the decline of Christianity. I feel like eventually when we get to the point where it happened, 5,000 years ago instead of 2,000 years ago, maybe it won't be as prevalent. I don't know. Maybe it will just keep growing, though.
You think thousands of years? I was hoping it would change in 100 years.
It seems to only be growing. Same thing with Islam. Islam is growing. Those two religions from 1,500 to 2,000 years ago, they've been sticking around.
Are they growing numbers-wise or percentage-wise?
They grow just because the population grows.
Yeah, that's what
and
like
children
hand
are
in hand,
indoctrinated, so.
Is when the church has stood firm, uncompromising, unwavering, and boldly proclaimed the truth right into the face of the enemy. It's time for Christian men and women to stand up.
I don't know why it is that time in history created the religions that are still mostly practiced today, but it just did.
Of Washington, D.C. and the left. 365 times the Bible says, "Do not fear." So find your mission and get to it. Our time is short on this earth. Let's make the most of it. Thanks for watching, and America bless God again.
I always forget how milquetoast his content actually is.
That's what it is. That's
It's
how
just
we do.
In America.
Oh, guitar riff.
Boys,
Guitar riff.
Keemstar sucks. Yeah, Keemstar sucks. What an idiot. I thought that guy was cool.
I thought that guy was cool.
He said, I thought that guy is cool as he knocks something off of his desk like a total dweeb.
Yeah.
Check this. He goes, I thought that guy was cool. And then he goes, oops.
It was cool. Whoops.
Whoops. Is this the desk that he was climbed up on, the double stack of chairs
Oh
earlier?
my God.
Wait, excuse me?
It's the picture that shows that Nick is probably like 5'5" or something. Right here.
So this is a different desk, right?
I was gonna say, are you
don't
sure
know.
that's not Photoshop?
I know he's
'Cause
in
those
front of a
legs
green
look so
screen. You know, it's the similar material as the green screen I have in here, but I did it. First of all, it wasn't all wrinkly. And I did a bang up job hanging this green screen back
Nobody
here.
would know, Ben.
It's all the way up to the ceiling. Like it's pretty nice.
Those legs look too small for that body.
Tiny leg man.
That's like a Danny DeVito body. Like, you know how like the arms are like longer than the act, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That looks his legs look too small.
It's because of the long part of the suit. You know, it goes like way down, like way down.
What a sleeve, sweet little man boy.
Can we get can we set something for anyone to go to like one of these like America First meetups and see if they can hold Nick Fuentes like a baby?
I want to see someone
Like
grab
this?
him by his ankles and shake him like this and
Like
shake
try
all the
and
change
rock
out
him
of
to
his pocket. Like he's a pinata of like pocket change.
Yeah, but then somebody's going to go swoop up all his shekels. That's not fair.
You know what? Nick Fuentes, secret Zionist.
Looks like a sugar glider.
Boys, Keemstar sucks. Yeah, Keemstar sucks. What an idiot. I thought that guy was cool. Whoops.
Whoops.
What the fuck was that? I thought
Can't
that
even
guy was
say
cool.
cool
He's
without
a
doing
faggot,
something
dude.
terribly uncool.
Hold on, what did he just say? Come on, like Nick Fuentes. Seriously, listen to what he
said
says.
the F word.
Yeah, listen.
I thought that guy was cool. He's a faggot, dude.
Makes more money than you probably do, Nick Fuentes.
I would.
Oh, he definitely makes more money than Nick
Definitely.
Fuentes.
Yeah.
He gives
Nick
away more
Fuentes
money
is
than Nick
not-
Fuentes makes.
He is not tough at all. He's not tough at all.
Guaranteed Keemstar could. I hate them both.
Oh my
but
God.
guaranteed Keemstar can probably knock out Nick Fuentes. Sorry, Billy,
Keem
I know
would
he's a
wreck
friend,
him,
but
dude.
yes.
Keem would wreck him.
He would wreck him.
Keem's got he's got dad bod. He's got that dwarven
Is
masculinity.
Is he like average height? Is he
I think
shorter
he's
than
like,
you?
He's shorter than me. Yeah. I
Okay.
think he's like 5'10".
So he's like my height.
Yeah, I don't know. He,
Not my height.
And is he like what's he 40? Or is he younger than me?
He's 38.
Oh, okay.
I mean, really. He's tweeting
I'd pay to see that.
Oh, he'd stomp the shit out of me.
Keemstar, make it happen.
today. Oh,
Be a
at
good
FBI. Baked Alaska was in the Capitol.
I would box Nick Fuentes. I would not be afraid of him at all. Like, at all.
Krav Maga's
Yeah.
ass, Ben.
Nick wouldn't fight though, right? Like that's the thing.
No, he's a pussy.
'Cause
like he's double pussy.
Because if he would fight, I'm pretty sure Keem could get that on a fucking boxing card.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'd go. Well, I mean, COVID and all. Maybe we just have to watch the pay-per-view. But
yeah,
you know.
Ben. COVID and all.
Oh, we're watching the Mayweather fight, which I should say the Mayweather murder. Like, because Mayweather is going to fucking destroy him. Unbelievably. It's going to be a massacre.
I think what also matters on that is going to be the undercard, too, just to see how stacked of a show that's going to be.
Mayweather is going to give you, like, 5 rounds. He might take a couple shots, too.
Mm-hmm.
He can take shots. I've seen him take some serious shots.
He's going to take a couple shots, wait for Logan to get kind of tired out, and then he's going to go in.
And then he's going to destroy him. That's what's going to happen. Actually, though, if you go back, 10 plus years, there were a couple fights. Mayweather was in trouble and almost lost. And there was one, I think, decision that was kind of controversial. But that was against a good boxer, like someone who was a good professional boxer.
Oh, you mean
So-
Big Show, right?
No, no.
Do you think does his win against Big Show count against his
I
undefeated
think it
streak?
counts, Billy. I think it counts.
It should count. There should be an asterisk
It's only
next to his
boxing.
streak.
They don't even count. Mayweather does have a loss, but it was when he was an amateur. He lost in the Olympics. He lost to I think someone from Turkey, a boxer from Turkey, in the Olympics, and that's his only actual loss in competition. And it doesn't count against his pro record. So,
Do you think there's any chance that Mayweather will lose on purpose, just to like strum up more like
No.
social media presence?
no, I don't think he'll do that. I don't think social media presence matters that much to him. He's not Donald Trump, and he's already like a billionaire practically. So he's the highest paid athlete of all time, I believe.
The only thing bigger on Twitter after this fight would be if Mayweather lost. Like, everybody's
wouldn't
expecting
lose.
him to win.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I think whenever I'm gonna just say whenever because it might happen.
That's why he keeps fighting he keeps
Yeah.
fighting bums essentially.
Yeah.
Even Conor McGregor in a boxing ring,
you took half
is a
of his arsenal
bum.
away.
He had never fought a boxing match at that level ever. Normally, to fight Floyd Mayweather, you got to climb a ladder. You got to prove yourself. These people haven't proven themselves at all. Floyd Mayweather is the best boxer in the world, especially at his weight class. Probably pound for pound the best in the world, though, but especially in his class.
You can admit though, like when he does lose, it is going to be monumental.
I don't think he's going to lose. I think he's going to
just
keep.
saying it,
I
think
he's going to
principle
keep.
standpoint. I'm
I
not
think he's
saying
gonna
that's
keep
gonna
fighting
happen.
people he knows he can beat like this. He fought that like kickboxer in Asia and knocked him out too, which was crazy. Because Mayweather in fighting, so this is how we know like Mayweather's knocking people out in the last few fights he's had. He never like knocked, well, not never, but when he got up into the upper echelons of like defending a title against other pro boxers, he hardly ever knocked those guys out. He would win by decision. He'd play it really safe. He'd hit the guy like when he could. He'd score points. But in these last few, he's knocking these guys out because he can, because he's that good. And these guys are not good. They are not even close to his level.
They're
When he
not
fought
good.
Pacquiao, you go back and watch his Pacquiao fight. That's how he fights against someone who's actually a good boxer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am not as well versed with boxing. At most, I watch a few fights. Like the most recent one I watched was literally the Tyson.
Yeah, and that was fun. Those guys
That
are
was
good
fun, yeah.
boxers. They're old, but they're good. And that was
Yeah.
cool. I think there should have been longer rounds for those guys. I think we could have. They wanted
Yeah.
to go for something. It takes time to like find your rhythm, and they didn't have time. They had 2 minutes. Like they kept hugging on each other, and that was wasting time.
That's the most annoying fucking part
Yeah.
of the whole situation.
Anyway, back to
Yeah,
Nick.
if you're gonna hug,
Yes.
you gotta at least fuck afterwards.
Maybe they did. Maybe they did afterwards.
And, you know, look, I know a lot of people don't like Baked Alaska, but you're really snitching on him to the federal government.
Yes, yes.
Didn't you sell him out to the fucking river before, Nick Fuentes?
Yeah.
I mean, we're in a war here. You got to pick a
We're in a
side. Are you
war
really
here.
on the side of the FBI?
fuck
You're
No,
gonna rat out.
no. Because even if
Hold
I
on.
was on the side,
Baked Alaska was like he simped for cops.
yeah, he's a cop simp. He's a
He has a
fucking
rap
loser.
song.
And Nick Fuentes is saying pick a side. All right. If I was Keemstar and I was picking the MAGA side, which he kind of has, he likes Trump. If I was picking the MAGA side and I was Keemstar, I would want even more to get rid of fucking panty waist wieners like Baked Alaska. I wouldn't want them around my fucking side. I would out them quick, just like I would out a freaking weirdo liberal. It's like I'm
Yeah,
quick
man.
to talk down on Biden every day of the fucking week. I've said I didn't vote for Biden. I won't vote for Biden.
Yeah, like
Glad he won,
if
but
I
only
knew
because-
someone who was like a radical leftist and they were committing crimes, I would hope they get caught. If they're
I
like,
think everyone kind of had that. I think most people had that kind of like vibe of what was the campaign quote? The settle for Biden thing, like the. All right, fuck, it's all we got. Shit, I don't like it, but like I don't want Trump.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. Like obviously they're sorry. Continue. I just kind of like I know
maybe somebody you don't like, but you're going to rat them out to who? The FBI? You really dislike Baked Alaska more?
Yeah, if they commit a crime and they fucking live stream it, that's stupid.
That's
as
the
fuck.
dumbest thing.
The one guy was wearing his work lanyard that had his name and the company he worked for on while he was breaking.
LOL.
It was a federal offense. Like I even said that, and a few people acted like I was overreacting. Like I did a stream right after it happened on my other channel, and I said this is a federal offense, and people were like, oh yeah, probably nothing will happen. I'm like, I think something's going to happen.
Where I'd say those people are fucking delusional.
They have to draw the line. Like they're going to make examples of these people because they need to dissuade people ever doing this again.
Yeah.
There's going to be a trial. Oh my God. Baked Alaska's trial could very well be on the news and we could all watch it.
I hope someone live streams the fuck out of that trial.
And I don't want, he shouldn't, like these other people that got busted, he's just as responsible as them. Like the book should be thrown at Baked Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
He's all like picking up the phone and fucking with shit.
And then you
I
dislike.
have more respect for the guy that stole the
Also,
podium.
apparently he's also, don't mind me interrupting, I'm sorry. Didn't they also say that Baked Alaska was COVID positive?
Yes.
Yeah, he was
That's
over there
another
spreading
thing.
COVID
On that
the whole.
note,
Yeah, can he get doubled down on this for going out publicly
I don't know what
sick?
the law is with regards to that, but I'm sure it's illegal. Like if you knowingly have it and you go to places and give it to other people, I don't know.
Yeah,
I would think
that's
so.
fucked.
FBI and the intelligence community and the federal government and the people doing the lockdown and everything that's going on. You know what I mean? That's what I don't understand about these people. Everybody that's...
You should be doing damage control right now, Nick Fuentes.
Exactly.
You should not be
should be
defending this because
disavowing
they're
the
coming
fuck
for
out
your
of
ass next.
Beta!
If people start getting prosecuted and shit, they're going to start prosecuting the people on the outside who incited it. And you were definitely outside in your suit, your blue suit that you probably have been able to fit in since your first communion. Which is, by the way, if you're not, if you're not Catholic, that you normally go to first communion in the first or second grade. So Nick still wears the same suit he got at his first communion.
Against the siege on the Capitol. Think about whose side you're on. We're in this tug of war, and on one side you've got Donald Trump and...
Donald Trump is a fucking loser, man. And he's probably... I mean, he'll always be around in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. And he'll be in the history books forever. Like, he's not going to be one...
Biggest loser.
I'll give him credit. If he wouldn't have won the presidency, he probably would have been one of those, like, D-list celebrities that, like, 100 years from now, no one would talk about anymore.
Yeah.
But because of that, forever his name will be relevant. And in infamy, too. Because he's going to be known by history as one of the worst presidents in the history of the United States. So
24 million patriots. On the other side, you've got the World Bank, the IMF, the World Economic Forum, Davos, the billionaires, the 1%, the corporations, the lobbyists, the two major parties, the mainstream media, Hollywood, big tech. Okay? The police, the FBI, the intelligence community.
I love how big tech is the new villain. What are you doing right now, Nick? You're fucking recording video probably through the internet, which is what, like Comcast or Time Warner or something, big tech.
Exactly.
You use your cell phone to stream. I mean, like you probably use Microsoft Windows or Apple operating system. Big tech.
But
I mean,
if you are anti big tech, this would be the time to be anti-big tech, considering Parler just got removed from the Apple Store, from Android Store. Big tech's getting rid of all the alt-right white nationalists off of Twitter and even Pinterest. Even Pinterest are getting
like de-hosted or some shit like that.
So this is where the echoes of big tech being bad actually are. It's pretty on the money for these white nationalists right now.
Good,
that is your enemy. You are getting washed. You are getting washed.
All of that. Whose side are you on? Really? You're on the side of BlackRock and the Federal Reserve. And
these kind of guys, these really unlikable, cunty white nationalists, kind of replaced the people who paved the way for them, like JF. Like JF, used to have Nick Fuentes on his show all the time
That's true.
back in the day. And then they turned on each other. And then I think JF may have had something to do with Nick getting flagged and taken off of YouTube.
Didn't you? There was a video. I'm sorry. This is me going back into the annals of the Drunken Peasants podcast, which you can find on Spotify.
Spotify, sign up. Follow us there.
believe there's-
Download everything. Just tell your phone to download it all.
And
Do
if
it.
I'm correct, it was the episode in which Billy chronicled his encounter with EBZ. A video was brought up about how JF may or may not have gotten Nick Fuentes' channel banned.
Yep. I remember that.
Got it right here. That fountain of useless info.
Now's the time for JF to get back up in that position. Take control of Garbage Island.
I am the leader now.
I am the Shad Alpha male.
The big tech and all that. Wow, yeah, you're a real hero, dude. You're a real winner.
You're a real
Go
hero,
snitch
dude.
out.
You're a real winner.
Somebody who is
You're
at the
gonna go
Capitol.
Why is
snitch
it,
out.
pause. Why is it always, now that I think about it, why is it always these like fucking manlets that have to have this Napoleon complex
I
or
don't
whatever?
know.
Like these manlets that feel like they're the most alpha of the elite. You know what I mean? Like, what is it with this shit?
Because they've had to fake it their entire life. They never stopped. They knew they got more
Fucking
power.
Fuentes and the Ben
pretending to be a
Shapiros and
big
the
dog.
fucking Baked Alaska.
Siege to the FBI. You know, like, fuck you. You're a turncoat traitor. You're a
I
turncoat
guarantee you he was on the Blue Lives Matter front at one point. While they were beating up minorities, he was on the Blue Lives Matter side. Now when his buddies are going to go to prison, now all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're going to side with the establishment?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Fuck Baked Alaska. That's all you got to say.
You should be, like, if Nick was smart, he would, like, disavow that shit and be like, America First is about blah, 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 like, whatever other bullshit. You don't you can't double down every fucking time. There's got to be a time where you pivot, like, and go, oh, well, no, fuck that. That's stupid what they did. We were just trying to do this. But, you disavow the people that did the fucking dumb shit. Seriously. Come on.
You're a traitor to the American people. You're a collaborator.
No, the traitors invaded the fucking government with weapons.
With the FBI. That makes you a collaborator. I hate a lot of people. I would never talk to the feds about them. I would never throw them under the bus to the feds.
Oh, what a liar.
Because I hate the feds.
I hate the feds.
Oh, no. You liked the feds just fine and well when Donald Trump was in charge of them, right?
Than I hate any of my enemies. What I saw this week in D.C. radicalized me. And I hate them far more than I hate any political enemies, even the
It
worst
radicalized me.
I'll be damned if
wait. Are you a radical liberal, Raphael Warnock? Well, what do you mean radical? I thought
snitched to
radical was bad, according to you guys.
the federal government, please. So that was disgusting. You know, Keemstar presents himself as like, oh, I'm politically incorrect. You're a slave. You are a slave to the system. And people that are still playing this.
He is?
He's
a fucking...
Sounds like he's got Alex Jones in his ear.
He just makes drama videos on YouTube. I believe he might be a millionaire, too.
Oh, multimillionaire.
Yeah,
Easily.
so, who is he a slave to? What the fuck are you even talking about?
Yeah.
What?
Anything, he's a slave to the news, making drama videos.
And even if he was, like, I wouldn't break the chains for Baked Alaska. Fuck that, dude. If I'm a slave, I'm going to still use that slavehood to talk down to Baked
Say
Alaska.
what you want about the guy, but he's probably more in control of his own destiny than most people. You know, he's not answering to most to people like most of us would.
He answers to YouTube quite often.
Yeah, I
but
mean,
he also makes millions of dollars off it. So, bum, price
dude,
of fucking progress.
I love, like, I had to have respect for the hustle where he put like half of his Onision video on Snapchat, and you had to watch it in those stupid Snapchat segments.
He had 2
And
segments
he did
over
it.
there.
He struck an ad deal with
100
them.
I know he did.
Oh yeah, I heard him say.
He made
I
a
heard him say.
ton of money off.
Yeah, why,
Snapchat.
dude? It was annoying, but I did it. I helped him make ad revenue off of that.
I didn't. I didn't watch that shit.
I watched it. Well, I mean, like, we were talking about it all the time. I mean, it wasn't long after you had gone to his house, which,
Yeah.
I mean...
I set up that interview with him and Onision.
Yeah.
Do you guys mind if we pivot really quick before we continue?
Go ahead.
Can I tell you how floored I was the moment I saw the trailer on live TV for Onision in real life?
Yeah, I saw your tweet. I
I'm
still
just
have
sitting
not
there-
seen it. I think we should do like a live review of it.
You
I watched it.
should.
It's
Can you get it to me?
I could, yeah. I have. I bought the 7-day free trial.
I
or
think we
whatever.
should watch it on Vimeo.
Yeah, I have it from the actual thing.
I'd like to get Stevie Wolf in on it too, like
That would be interesting.
like a live reaction. And we got Stevie booked for the show coming up too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Onision's dad's in this episode.
Yeah, I know.
Total fucking prick.
Really?
Oh, okay. So
Wow.
there's differing opinions on that. I've definitely heard differing opinions on what
Yeah.
you just said.
What people
So-
say about his dad?
That he like fucked over his dad. I mean, I don't know if I believe the story. Are we done with Fuentes or
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
let's-
like,
we can see that
I
from
don't
Fuentes.
I don't necessarily buy into Onision's story about his dad. So I don't know if I could judge his dad based on what Greg has.
This is
said
how I
about
can
him.
judge his dad without saying anything Greg said about him. This is a father, and he's on a fucking national show, not having talked to his son for over a decade,
why?
talking about what his son is. Like, that you're a fucking bad father. You're a fucking turncoat father. That's trash, dude. If you go on a TV show to talk shit about a kid that you barely fucking raised, that you were barely ever there for, you're a fucking scumbag, dude. That's just scumbaggery. You be a better dad. Don't go on the fucking show. Let them struggle to find stuff about your son. You barely were ever there for him anyways, by your own account. You don't need to be there talking down on him, dude. Like if my dad did that to me, I would feel so like my dad loves me. He's there for me all the time, but I would feel so fucking like turned on.
Hurt.
Well, yeah, my dad would never do something like that, but
Yeah,
me
no.
and my dad get along.
But even if I didn't get along with my son, I could never do that to my son. All I could do is if they wanted to show up,
did you
like,
hear what he said about his dad though? If that's not true, then I don't really blame his dad. Like
Well-
if the things that he said about his dad are,
Like if
are
he's
a lie,
made it up, if he's made it up about his dad and that's fake, then,
then
yeah,
I
that's-
don't really care if his dad's out there
but
airing.
we don't
the
know if
truth.
they are or not.
But if he
I don't
did,
care.
though,
I
that's
mean, like,
actually true.
he
then he's a fucking
he didn't really address it. They asked him like off camera, and they had like the sound of the director talking off camera. What do you say about the accusations that you were? He's like, they're not true. That's
Of
all he said.
course,
That's all he
what
said.
more is he going to say about that?
Exactly. So I don't. He's not there to defend himself. He's there to shit on his fucking son.
Oh, that is defending himself though.
But
to a
shitting on your
degree.
son?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like that's what. Okay, so when someone makes accusations, and I mean, you can't really say any more than like that's not true.
You say
Then you attack the character of him, which isn't really stellar to begin with. It is. I mean, they wouldn't. I'll tell you what. Obviously, they're building a narrative, which is easy to make about James or whatever the fuck his name is.
It's James now, it's James.
And I mean, they're gonna. If they didn't think that they had the higher ground by using Onision's dad, they wouldn't have gotten him. And I would say
Maybe, though.
I would say that you're in the minority that most people think, based on the accusations leveled against him, it's. I mean, he did address it, and there's nothing more that can really be said. Like
could say all types of stuff.
Oh
That's
no,
what
no.
commentary is.
Well, saying more stuff when
I
you're
wanna
accused of
believe-
something is not
Well, yeah.
beneficial to you.
Of course. So going on news at all when you're accused of something or a show like that at all is pretty fucked. There's 4 episodes. This was the first
When
episode.
did he hire? You know what though? My main question is, when did he hire his lawyer Billy the Fridge?
Who is dead?
No, I'm talking about Onision.
There's 4 episodes. I talked with the producer of this show for over an hour. They were going to come send a camera crew for me to film, and I backed out of it. I saw the contract they sent me. I was very uncomfortable with it, and everything they were saying.
Who's the one guy, the Hispanic guy? That Edwin.
Yeah, Edwin did it. Edwin's in the first episode.
Yeah.
But they're talking here like Edwin was anti Chris Hansen. This is very pro Chris Hansen. The stuff they filmed with pro Chris Hansen and Shiloh was like the beginning of 2019. I wonder where this documentary is going to go. This is only the first of the 4 episodes. I don't know if they're going to end it that negatively on Onision. A lot of the stuff they're putting together right now is very questionable.
Did he do it? Did he film anything with them?
No.
Okay.
But they have a lot of his footage they took from his
Is
his
he getting
channel.
paid?
I don't
They
think
had
so.
to
I think
give
it's
him
fair
money for
use.
it. They had to give him something.
I don't. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. I'm not sure. Maybe they brokered a deal with him.
Because I think he's crazy enough where he would sue them.
He would. Yeah. I think he's going to too.
I think he's also in enough of a fucking financial dire straits that he would need the
But
money.
if you're in dire straits, though, suing someone is a big gamble, and
Yeah.
you're
Yes.
paying up
That's
front and possibly not. I mean,
Unless
by
unless
the time you get a
he's
settlement,
betting-
you could be giving 75% of that settlement to your lawyers for payment.
But when I talked to the producer of the show, they were not happy with Shiloh or Chris Hansen or any of that. They were like, "Oh God, yeah, that's been a fucking." They were saying how much of a struggle they were having to finish the entire show. And I sat there and talked with them for over an hour, gave them so much insight and depth on things and different ways to look at everything. I'm not saying that I helped them finish the show, but by the end of that conversation, I felt like I had done them a favor just talking to them.
You know, I think it's weird that there's this weird. I've seen other people like that got big on YouTube within the last few years from criticizing Onision, and they all have this weird idea that Repsion was the one that kind of like was the one that first started criticizing Onision. But the thing is that
Stevie wasn't he?
Not even. I mean, honestly,
Stevie's one of the people that was one of
say
the
what I
early
think you're
guys.
gonna say?
Yeah. Honestly, it was TJ.
And Onision,
You know what? Yes, I'll give you that.
I first heard about Onision before I knew TJ when I was a fan of TJ watching him.
Yeah.
And
here's the thing, though.
Hold on. He made a video about Onision. Like Onision basically said that like if you eat meat, you're like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And TJ made a video about that.
Yeah.
And that's how I first heard about Onision, and they had a feud back and forth for a while. And then after that, the Shiloh thing happened, and TJ made a video about it, and that's how Repsion found out about the Shiloh thing, and that was Repsion's first anti-Onision video.
In this documentary, there's a scene in the documentary, and one of the narrators says, up until Chris Hansen found Onision, he had a very positive response. It wasn't until Chris Hansen found Onision that the internet turned against him.
But I've heard people say that's wrong. It was Repsion.
Yeah.
But Stevie was pre-Repsion, and then even pre-Stevie, TJ was like
in
Onision's.
Can I say something before you say your point? Because this is like it'll tie up and I'll be done.
Yeah, go ahead. No, it's not. Go ahead.
Well, you can say it immediately afterwards. But when Onision did the response to the actual documentary, he was watching it, and they said the thing about Chris Hansen being the first person to expose Onision online. Onision paused and says, "No, actually, it's the Amazing Atheist." Was the first person. He says it out of his own mouth. In response to this,
it's true.
Yeah, so I just want to get that out there because it's actual from the horse's mouth.
Originally it was just him basically saying like if you eat meat you deserve to die.
Yeah,
like,
very who's the other guy
and TJ was like, go to McDonald's right now and buy a hamburger, and even if you don't want to eat it, just throw it away. Just to piss off Onision.
I was gonna say yes. You're right in the fact it was TJ at first, but you gotta admit the fucking the amount of videos that came from both Stevie and Repsion
and Joy Sparkle and everybody else who made money off hating Onision.
Just defeat they kind of overtake any notion of like, hey, TJ had like the start of this.
You know, Joy Sparkle is like Jeff Holliday's Candyman. If you say her name 3 times, you know, she came back and started doing some crazy drama shit again, and she lost weight,
and she lost a job too.
Yeah. It was a scam anyway, right? Wasn't that like some kind of weird scam thing?
Didn't she take over like
it was like
she owned the channel.
It was like a fake union or something. Yeah, and she did own the channel. Guys, it is, we are 76% of the way towards our goal. If you could give us a couple bucks to help us reach our goal, we've met the goal every week for over 2 years, almost like 2.5 years now. So please throw in $2, $5, $5. We will read
DP
back.
number 1. Can Ben, the dirtiest player in the game, give a couple chops to the best from the West, Billy the Fridge, and yell, "Acosta chop," followed by a whoop, and then Smarty saying, "By God, it's a slobber knocker."
When we meet our goal, Ben could give me some chops.
You know what? I honestly think that if Marty Jannetty had been the person to suck up to Vince McMahon, he could have had the career Shawn Michaels had. I think he was every bit as good in the ring. And
Marty
I think,
Jannetty?
Yes.
Here's the problem, though. Marty Jannetty is a total fucking idiot.
He is,
That's true.
and
That's
he's
true.
more hillbilly. Like, if you listen to Sean and Marty talk, Marty sounded more hillbilly. But I would argue that in some ways in the ring, Marty was actually better than Sean. When they were the Rockers, definitely. Like, I saw Marty do more cool moves than Shawn Michaels when they were a tag team.
Maybe, yeah. But
Here's
we
the
have to
thing, though.
remember, Marty's a fucking idiot.
He is.
Here's the thing.
But as a
Ben,
wrestler, he
Ben,
was
hold
actually
it, Ben.
really good. He was actually
Benjamin.
probably a better in-ring worker than Shawn Michaels. He probably was.
I'm not going to argue that. I didn't watch a lot of the Rockers.
Okay.
Benjamin.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Marty's the type of guy who will confess to murder on Facebook.
I know.
That's not
Shawn
that.
Michaels would be the guy who lies to your face about it.
Yeah, yeah. Michaels will kill a guy in front of you and convince you he didn't. Marty Jannetty will tell you he killed a guy. And
Like,
then-
I don't know what you're talking about, brother. Vince told me.
Yeah. And here's the type of guy Marty Jannetty is. He will go to Facebook to ask if it's okay to date a woman who he thought was his daughter, but now he's pretty sure he's not his daughter.
Yeah, you don't
So
ask
is it okay to fuck her Facebook?
He should have like made that choice on his own and not ask Facebook.
He's like, guys, is it okay? Like, I thought she was my daughter, but now I'm pretty sure she's not.
You don't let people vote on that.
That's so stupid.
I
That's
just
why he
saw
was never a champion.
Someone in the chat mentioned Scott Steiner, and he could have probably have been like, if it weren't for that he's insane, he probably could have been one of the greatest wrestlers ever, because a guy of his size was doing like crazy lucha libre shit in the early 80s in like indie territory. Like, well, I guess it wasn't indie, in territorial places.
This is why he wasn't a better wrestler. Or a more successful. He was almost always on the
Give
same
him them
roster
chops.
as Hogan.
Woo.
Woo! All right, Goose Juice.
Thank you, Goose
I'm gonna go to
Juice.
the bathroom first
Yeah.
because I don't want to piss and or shit myself from a chop. So I'm gonna go clear my bowels, make sure I'm empty, and I'll be right
I'm
back.
gonna take a whiz too, so I'll be.
I'm
right
gonna
back
be
as well.
alone. All right, goodbye.
Entertain him. BRB.
All right, so I'm alone, everybody. And I was trying to pull something up, so my brain is also kind of distracted. I guess I'll just wait to do that when everybody comes back. What should I'm gonna switch scenes. Fuck. Here we go. I was not anticipating being left alone. Oh my God. All right. How's everybody doing? Hi, 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 hi. Hi, Alicia. I'm going to do the Trump accordion. So, sorry. I was a little distracted. Do a weed accordion. Should I do a Shabisky? Guys, if you get us to 300 likes, I will do something that I actually do all the time. Yeah, Alicia has those edibles. She found an edible level that's agreeable.
Doing a sick dab there.
Yeah, it's not a dab though. You know what's so funny?
What?
I've been using my COVID mask as a beard stencil.
Excuse what?
I've been using my COVID mask as a beard stencil, and it works really well. I'll put it on and shave my beard as a stencil.
Hold on.
Is that crazy? I don't think it is. It actually
Hold on,
works
I gotta
very
zoom.
well.
Hold on. Benjamin, I gotta zoom. Can you put me on?
What? Oh, okay. Are you about to use a COVID mask as a beard stencil?
Trying to see how this works, Benjamin.
No, mine is better than that.
I don't see how.
Mine is more like.
Cooper, does this work? I don't.
Mine is
my
more.
My cat's decided to jump on the desk. Hold on.
Mine is more form fitting to my face than that.
I don't know if that's how that works. It's weird. Well, no, I was gonna say that's a first. I've never. Sorry.
I have but hold on, I'll show you mine.
I need you to let me pull out a little bit. Cooper, you want to be on camera?
By the way, this mask was provided to me by our sponsor tonight, Mac Weldon. It actually it's hard to see, but this is a Mac Weldon mask.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Aw. Come back.
So yeah, I'll put on this mask and I'll just shave my neck with it.
That's impressive.
I mean, why not?
I mean, if it works, it works. I guess I don't normally let it get out that far, so I don't think I can do it with the mask, but that's impressive.
Yeah, why not?
Let me fix this if I can. Let's see. Messed up something here, so let me. Nope, that's a zoom in, zoom out.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the move that Scott Steiner innovated in the WWA.
It wasn't the Frankensteiner, was it?
No, it was this thing that people thought wasn't invented until years later, but I actually found footage of Scott Steiner doing it way before, like in the early 80s. And I can't remember the name of it. Let me see if I can find.
While you're doing that, give me 1 second. I gotta pull some.
Oh, it's the 450 splash. It's.
I'm listening. Sorry.
It's the 450. He's the.
Oh shit! Really?
He's the first, and yeah, it was in a wrestling league in my hometown called the WWA.
That's interesting.
Here's
Carter moving around. Is Scott Rex Steiner?
Here's a video of it. That's Scott Steiner.
That's so far.
Superfly. What an amazing feat it is! And he gets him. He gets him. He's got him. He's got a 1, 2.
It was a little far away.
Yeah. I could see it.
Yeah, I mean, no one else had even done that yet. Here's another one.
Who's the one to land it?
This
like,
is Wojo.
clean?
The guy he's wrestling here is Wojo, the great Wojo, and he was like the like pro wrestler from my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
He was like our Hulk Hogan, like our local Hulk Hogan.
Back here to the ring. Very vulnerable time for an athlete like that.
That's stiff.
The great
Yeah.
Wojo.
The great Wojo. Look him up.
That backbreaker.
He was an Olympic wrestler, and he was supposed to wrestle in the Olympics the year that they boycotted it.
Bending the body over his knee. In for the count. We've got 2.
Oh, I can't believe Rex Steiner kicked out of.
I just want to see the fucking splash. Here we go. Here we go.
Again, still super far.
Yeah. What he should be setting him up like halfway. Yeah, like someone said local Hulk Hogan. Yeah, he was like our like local guy who he even had like a Hogan mustache, and he was known locally as an actual wrestler, like a Greco-Roman Olympic wrestler. But then he went pro, and at the time there was like territories. This territory was owned by Dick the Bruiser.
And here he comes. Whoa!
Yeah.
Watch him do a flip. That's worth the price of admission.
No one was doing that kind of shit though. Scott Steiner, look how big. I mean, and then he got crazy big later on. But yeah, he was the first person to actually like do a 450 splash.
I want to note my cat is enamored with Scott Steiner on the screen right now.
Just want to
actually Bruce Pritchard has said on his podcast that originally before the Warrior came into the picture, Vince McMahon wanted Scott Steiner to be like the first like babyface to go like babyface versus babyface and beat Hogan, because he was believable as like big and strong enough as someone who could beat Hogan, but he was smaller and could do like the crazy shit against Hogan that Hogan had never faced anyone like that before.
Yeah, he's someone who could have sold big if Hogan wasn't taking his spot and Macho Man wasn't runner up.
Yeah,
there's always like too many people ahead of you. And then by the time they got to WCW, Nash was ahead of him.
Yep.
And it was just
Hogan had this thing where he never wanted to work with Rick Rude or Mr. Perfect, and those are two of my favorites. So, let's watch some more stuff about
you gotta give me some chops.
Oh yeah.
We hit the goal. We hit the goal.
Oh, was that? Oh, I didn't even
chops.
Oh, okay. Oh man.
Yeah, we got damn near $200.
How about I give you a 450 splash?
Oh, I just gave a 450 splash in the toilet.
450 pounds of turds.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I've been eating Chipotle every day for like the last 4 or 5 days.
I'm not gonna lie, I was half tempted before this. I was tempted to just buy Chipotle and bring it on and be like, "Oh, I'm here for the Chipotle party."
Get Qdoba.
They have
the sad thing is, New Yorkers, we don't have Qdoba.
You don't have Qdoba?
We don't have
that shit was
Qdoba.
everywhere.
It's not sad.
Nope, Chipotle's here, Moe's is here.
It is
New York's
sad.
smart.
It's sad.
Baja Fresh is here. Oh, no, Cabo Fresh. Cabo Fresh is one.
They've had cauliflower rice. You know, it's cauliflower instead of rice at Chipotle since the new year.
Qdoba. The cult of Qdoba.
I would absolutely try
I'll tell you what. We need to organize around Chipotle. We need to organize around Chipotle and invade Chipotle. Stop the
order
vote.
their food.
Stop the vote. Stop the vote of the people at Chipotle. Bring them to Qdoba. Bring them to Qdoba.
You would.
I'll tell you what,
Ben.
Go into Chipotle. Steal the fucking cash register. Steal it. Sell it on eBay.
Kevin Joseph.
Sell it on eBay.
You would.
In the name of Qdoba. 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 Qdoba.
You would.
It's way better than Chipotle. Yeah. Qdoba. Qdoba. Oh my God. It's so much better.
Mafka.
This is fine.
Ben's over here chanting Mafka. Make America free guacamole again. I prefer paying for my guacamole.
Oh my god.
Oh god, I was gonna say someone make a hat of that, but don't do it. Only if it's a green hat. If it's a green
Stop
hat,
the guac. Stop the guac. Stop the guac. Should we get these chops in now?
Shit, here we go.
Should we do them now? You want a big screen them, get them over with?
Yeah, hold
get
on.
them over with. You have to do a
Get these
woo.
chops going.
So the specific request.
Oh god. I thought I had a handle on this.
Benjamin.
Because Goose Juice gave almost $200. Said, can Ben, the dirtiest player in the game, give a couple chops to the best from the West, Billy the Fridge, and yell, Acosta chop, followed by a woo. And then Smarty says, by God, it's a slobber knocker. A couple chops. A couple chops.
That's very specific.
I know. This is somebody's porn, Ben. Let me see if I can make this up a little tiny.
This is somebody's
This is somebody's porn. Never forget.
All right. What am I? Oh, I was supposed to say Acosta chop. Yeah. All right.
How many times and how many chops before I say slobber knocker? Is that something I should be aware of?
I guess I should have used the other camera, but fuck it. Oh, you can see the ceiling for a second there. That's cute.
Hey, what are you doing back there? Not you two, the cat.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah. Acosta chop! Acosta chop!
My God! This is a slobber knocker!
Woo! Acosta chop!
That man has a family!
How many am I supposed to do? That was 3. One more. Woo! Acosta chop!
Barbecue sauce! Oh my God. Impressive.
All right. We back now.
I can say this. I can say this assuredly. Had I not went to the bathroom before doing those,
You would have pooped yourself?
I would have. Yeah, I would have.
You would have shat your pants.
It would have been a Chipotle massacre in here.
I want to show you guys this video where Alex Jones is talking about the towers wherever. I don't even know where he is. I see that might be the Capitol in the distance there. I don't know. A lot of Capitol buildings look alike to me.
Yeah, they do look like they're designed
like
with the dome and everything.
Like even the one in Olympia looks like
Olympia and the one in Austin, Texas.
Columbus.
Yeah, they all look like I think they're designed like that. Yeah.
Any
You know what,
Capitol
though?
building.
The one, no, you know what though? The one in Santa Fe doesn't look like that. It doesn't.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of wires up there. Get some close to that.
Huh?
Yeah. There's something nutritious for your brain.
There's something nutritious for your brain.
Shut the fuck up.
Radiation. They're feeding you radiation. There's something that's nutritious for your brain.
I still want to believe that if not for this conspiracy bullshit, Alex Jones would have made a great wrestling manager.
Oh my God.
He would have been fantastic.
Look at all the power banks.
He could have been a great wrestler
in his youth. Yeah, he would. He's not tall though, and you had to be
but
tall.
He would,
in
the
his
way he's
era,
built,
when
the way
he
he's
was
built,
young,
though, he could be like a little. He could be a little shit
They didn't
talker.
have those in his time for his age though. Like let's be realistic about his age, right? Someone his size couldn't have gotten into the
With
business.
the talk, he could have been on a show. Could have been on, but he's not.
Maybe ECW.
Like he would have been about time in the late '90s, early.
He would have been
2000s.
like Sandman type shit.
Look at like
People hate
Jim
that we
Cornette
keep
got
talking
his
about
way into the
wrestling.
business
by
by
the
taking
way.
photos. So like, he could have done it.
Thank you, Alex Jones.
Thank you, Alex Jones. Yeah,
Look around. Look at this.
Sign my boobs, Alex Jones.
Next generation, probably 6G. Fry your brain with.
They don't. He doesn't even know what the fuck this is.
Probably 6G
That
right
is
here.
No idea.
That's
He's
the
just
next
assuming
generation.
shit.
It's probably
6G?
6G.
Vitamin radiation
vitamin rating?
Holy hell. Look at this big open air system. I feel like I'm dying just being underneath it.
Why are you standing next to it then, Alex, if it's a fucking 6G radiation tower?
Good.
Why would you stand next to it?
Good Lord,
Beautiful
double nutrition for you. With the chemtrail. Look, right there.
There's a chemtrail.
And Bill Gates admits they're involved in weather modification. So I love it. Behind the chemtrail, we've got the loving, whatever that is, inside the little communication bubbles, hanging with wires everywhere. I'm sure it's nutritious, even though the study showed all gives you brain cancer. Is this 6G? Is this 7G? Is this
6 foot,
Satan G?
7 foot.
I can
Satan G? Is this Satan G? Is this not 7G? Is it Satan G?
I can guarantee that Alex Jones is using a COVID mask as a beard stencil.
Look at these power couplers.
This might be the capital in Austin, Texas.
Oh my God, is he
Because
going to go in?
he's in Texas, right?
He is from Texas, yes.
Yeah. 'Cause the buildings, they don't look like Washington, D.C., do they?
No.
Fiber optics. So fiber optics clean. So I guess it picks up electromagnetic broadcast and puts into fiber optic. Fiber optic's the way you actually want to go. That's fiber optic. But again, it's still picking up wireless. Look at that. Wow. So I guess that's a crossover. That's wireless to...
The Capitol in New Mexico looks like this. They keep like the indigenous look to it. So they don't have like the big dome.
That's
what
New
it looks
Mexico State Capitol?
Yep.
Think they couldn't afford the dome? Or?
They can afford the dome.
They just don't want the dome.
They choose like a more traditional.
Look at the middle of that though. That still is like, it's still round.
They choose to not have the dome.
They can't afford the dome.
And New Mexico couldn't afford a dome.
Yeah, okay.
They're like, sorry guys, we can't budget the dome.
A dome wouldn't be that much more expensive.
I wonder if the dome was just popular at that time when they were coming into play.
I think it's just like New Mexico is a totally different culture than most states in the country, and it's the only state that's majority Hispanic in the entire country. And they have like a huge native population, so their architecture there is totally different. Like when I lived in Albuquerque, I had an adobe house. Everyone lives in like an adobe house there. It's almost like the Flintstones. Everyone has like that. It's like a ranch style home, but it's like adobe.
That have a round top or
yeah, flat roof.
Yeah,
like flat roof, rounded. Like because it hardly rains, so you don't even need like most houses have like a little like bowl on top and then like gutters that run off the sides of your house and just like shoot the water on the side, but it hardly ever rains.
Well, if you think if it did rain, you think it would melt away like a bath bomb in a shower?
No, it rains enough. Like
that's good.
They have these things called arroyos because the soil is so dry there it doesn't absorb the rain. It like holds it and it becomes a flash flood.
Yeah.
So they have these things that like drain the water from the mountains like down in elevation, and they become these crazy like raging rivers when it happens, which is they always have to fish homeless people who like sleep in it.
I hate when that happens.
They have to like fish. It happens all the time because it won't rain for like 3 months. And homeless people like camp in it because it's like a big solid like concrete river, almost riverbed. It's like a dry riverbed, like canal, basically.
How long do you think it takes to turn
And then, but hold on.
dry to like homeless usurping river?
Dude, it'll rain for like a half hour. Next thing you know, those things are like filled with water. It's like a raging river, and they just get like sucked downstream. Yeah.
California, super cool to the homeless. They in California, you can go like with your little food stamp card and get all types of prepared restaurant quality meals with food stamps. That doesn't happen in any other state. They love the homeless. They love them.
Yeah, right here. This is what I'm talking about. Arroyos. These. Yeah, and here it is when it's raining. See how crazy it gets? It turns into a fucking river. But like normally they're dry and they're like this. But when it rains, because Albuquerque's like a big bowl, It's like like when you're in the city, you can see it all the way around you, like you're in like a big valley. And
That would fuck me up.
So when it rains,
They're so bad.
they drain all the water into like a place because it won't, like the ground won't absorb it.
Right.
And when it happens, they turn into this, like these raging rivers, and people almost always get caught up in them. But they build like biking trails and shit.
Like around them and stuff?
Yeah,
Body in
like this kind.
Albuquerque Arroyo. Police investigate homicide.
Oh my God, I'm not surprised. I would not be surprised if there's dead bodies in these things. And they
Not
build
the
these bike
Arroyo?
trails next to them. Yes, as you can see over on the right here, like if you're in Albuquerque, there's literally just like land up above you, like all the way around. And it's not far away. You can drive to it. It's like you live in like a big ditch, basically.
Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Shit. So we're gonna stream for a couple more minutes before we end the stream.
Okay.
I'll tell you this much. I feel so much lighter right now. I don't know.
Is it because of all the idiots leaving
Please tell
Twitter?
me you used the spray.
Oh, it's because of all the poo poo.
Yeah, I bought a brand new spray for that bathroom.
I may not have sprayed. I might not. I might have forgot to spray.
Oh no.
They drain it into the
Oh,
Rio
drunk.
Grande. Yes.
The Rio Grande. What drugs you on, Billy the Fridge? Well, Nicholas Rosa, I am on.
But like a lot of cities have those drainages underground, like in the sewer. But in Albuquerque, it's like out in the open in these giant like concrete river beds. And they get crazy out of nowhere because it's all running from like higher elevation down into the Rio.
I am on a caffeine equivalent of about 1 to 2 cups of black coffee. I'm drinking Spindrift iced tea / lemonade.
Oh, you drank
lemon water.
coffee? Is that what you said?
No, it's the equivalent caffeine
Oh.
for the equivalent of about a cup of coffee, maybe 2 cups of coffee.
I love
I've just been
Albuquerque.
drinking
and
water.
I love
That's
Albuquerque,
it.
and I want to go back again someday just to visit.
On the road again. I want to go drive down through there, go through Colorado and everywhere. I want to go back through. I want to go to Casper, Wyoming.
There's a place. Oh God, what's it called? Oh shit.
Hold on, Billy. I want to address that really quick.
Yeah.
Just before we get to it. Is it because of the scandal currently out there with Kanye West, or is
no? Kanye lives outside of Cody, Wyoming. Casper and Cody are a few hours apart.
Durango, Colorado.
Durango,
Colorado.
there?
It's a small college town that has a lot of really cool shit, and it's in the middle of like some of the tallest mountains you can find. It's right near. It's in southwestern Colorado. It's like right just north of New Mexico.
So I shouldn't try to go out of my way if I am going to Colorado. I shouldn't try to dodge Durango.
I would say go to Durango.
Go to Durango.
Yeah, and then you can go to like
Durango.
Albuquerque's like just south of. Well, I mean it's still like a 5-6 hour drive, but it's the next city south of Durango. I like Durango a lot. South of Durango.
That was for you, Eric. I said Casper because that's where Cobes lives.
Well,
King
yeah,
Cobra.
I figured.
Yeah, but if I did stop and get a blowjob from Jeffree Star while I was out there,
bam,
whatever.
See, I see people saying they've been to Durango and that it's cool. It's there's some like university there, so like there's a town with a downtown with shit to do, you know. But there's also a lot of hiking and that kind of shit around there. What is it? Mesa Verde is around there. And then south of there is Cuba, New Mexico. It's weird. a big thing. Like, you don't even pay extra for it in New Mexico. Like, if you buy a meal, you get a sopapilla as like your dessert, as just like part of the meal, like what you pay for.
What's a sopapilla?
A sopapilla is like a deep fried flatbread, and it poofs up and gets all like big.
Yeah.
When they fry it, it's like a tortilla. It's a deep fried tortilla basically, and they give you like a little squeeze bottle of honey to like eat the sopapilla with it.
Sounds pretty good.
It's so good. Let me see. Yeah, right here. Yeah, this is definitely what they look like right here. They're like
that looked delicious.
Yeah, they're like big. Oh shit! These stupid recipe websites.
Estupido.
They try to make. Yeah, like right here. This is what they look like.
That looks pretty yummy.
Yeah, and you put honey on them.
I like things that look bigger than they actually are.
It
It's
reminds me of like
poofed
a
up.
beignet.
Yeah, there's a lot of air.
Yeah.
A lot of air inside these things.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about them. You get a big ass little.
I bite a pocket in.
It looks like a beignets to me almost.
I bite a hole into it. It's way softer than that. It's so soft. It's like a pillow. And I'll bite like the corner off of it, and I'll squirt a little bit of honey like into the pocket and eat it like that. It's really good.
One of my big regrets from my great fattening this last 2020 was that I didn't get some Native American fry bread. That would have been great.
The New Mexico State Fair has the best fair food I've ever. Like they have Indian tacos, they have Navajo tacos made in the fry bread. They have like giant turkey legs. That's another thing.
There's a story there Spec brought up, a news story we missed. Elon Musk is richer than Jeff Bezos.
Now?
That's what happened.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tesla stock is trending towards $1,000 a share.
Yeah.
And a year ago it was like $100 a share. So people are
I kind of wish I did take advantage of that.
Yeah, I've been buying it for since I saw it. Once I saw it get up to like 300, I started buying it. So I've been getting like an okay return, nothing huge. I was buying like $50 of it.
The stock that I got with my Robinhood app.
Yeah.
For those of you that are using the Robinhood link.
Oh yeah,
below.
yeah. We. By the way, there's a link in the description.
Yeah, my stock I got when I first got it 9 months ago. It was $3, and now it's at $51.18. Your boy's got half a honey. 53.20. It just right in
just
front
went
of
up.
us.
It literally spiked.
Literally spiked right in front of us.
Yeah. So he signed up. He said like he didn't have to spend any money to get that stock.
They just give it to me for signing up.
So he was referred to Robinhood. He got a free stock. At the time, it was probably like $5 or something like that. And then the market went up.
It was $3.
And now it was $3. And now he has a stock worth $50. He didn't spend any money on that. He signed up for Robinhood, and that's what we're doing. There's a link down below. If you click our link and you sign up for Robinhood and link your bank account, you don't have to buy a stock. You'll get a free stock right away, which could raise in value. What? I'm not good at math, but what percentage growth is that?
That's
from
160%, 170%.
That's insane. That's great.
Or no, is it more than that? No,
It's probably more than that.
No, it's way more than that. No, I'm tripping. It's 100% would be $3. It's like 1,000. It's a lot.
Someone do the math for us, but it's a lot.
It's too much for me to think. I'm fucking full on stupid right now.
It supports the show too. You can get a free stock, sit on it for a year or whatever, and see if it grows. It's free, and we'll get a free one too. And about 100 other viewers of the show have already done this.
10,000%. 10,000%.
That's crazy.
10,000%. It's 1,000,000%. I don't know. I don't want to do the math right now. I took a dump not too long ago. My brain's still rebooting. You ever just crap your brains out, John?
That's literally what you did. You crapped your brains
I did,
out.
yeah. I'm still resetting.
Coinbase is going to stop selling XRP.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
The 21st.
Yeah, and the reason why they're doing it is because Ripple's getting sued.
Yeah.
So they're gonna not sell it. Like, you can keep it in your account there, and you can sell it and make your money off of it based on the market, but you can't buy more of it through Coinbase. But I can just use Uphold to buy it if I want. You don't have to understand stocks. Just understand that the market has been going up consistently for quite a while.
And when it goes up, that's
Well, you don't have to,
you have a stock.
You literally don't. You don't have to understand anything. If you sign up, use the link, you're gonna get that portion of stock. You can
It's
just let
money.
it sit there forever. Mine just sat there forever, and it's over $50 right now. It's been less than a year. In less than a year, they gave me $50 just because I'm a fat
And this
boy.
is like, we're literally not making this up. This is really what happened.
And if you do this and you get your friends to do it too underneath you, then it becomes a train where you're like, boom, you'll have like 9 free stocks. Did you get free stocks or you get someone else to
And
sign
by
up?
the way, our show is about to have a new sponsor, World of...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's Magic the Gathering Arena. Magic the Gathering Arena. We're going to have an affiliate link. And and I've told Billy reluctantly, kind of like with Among Us, if we get a certain amount of downloads with this Magic the Gathering, I guess I'll play Magic.
I'm going to get Ben addicted to that cardboard crack.
I've never played
That's
before.
just got to be a stream special.
I've never played before. But we're going to be advertising this shit, and we need our audience to get behind it and do the right thing to support DP.
Do the right thing. And maybe you'll be able to play in a tournament with Ben. A beginner's tournament. And then we'll have like a non-beginner's tournament for
Can you set up tournaments and shit?
We'll figure out a way to
All right.
run stuff. We could run stuff somehow.
I'm pretty sure you can, or if anything, you can just set up your own like bracket.
There's
sort of.
Pimp Monk in the chat. Mm-hmm. Yes,
Oh,
yes.
shit.
What's up, Pimp Monk? How you doing, baby? Pimp Monk babies. But maybe we'll have the beginners bracket and then the League of Champions, and I'll fight all the people who know how to play Magic so well, and Ben can fight all the newbies. And if you guys can beat Ben or me, then we'll give you smooches or something. Some easy to ship low cost prize.
Not too bad.
So John,
yes,
what's been your saving grace during the COVID? Like now you're stuck at home. What's been the one thing that's been keeping you in a good head, good zone, good mood?
Honestly, I would say YouTube and Netflix and all that stuff. Shows like this where I can just kind of like veg out and watch for hours on end. Specifically with the Drunken Peasants, with hours and hours of content you can watch.
Hours.
Even the private shows.
Yeah. What's something that we could talk about that isn't this show, though?
Sorry, I'm trying to be like a good shill here.
I appreciate it.
Shit that isn't like I'd say shit that isn't like YouTube and stuff. I've been kind of diving into the music stuff lately. I remember I sent you like a beat a while ago, but like that was a while. I've been like coming up with stuff on the guitar and whatnot. So that's just been my thing for a while, and that's been what I've been doing for the most part while I was home.
That's good. Yeah, I remember you sent me like a song to sample too, and I was playing it, and Joe was in the background, and Joe was like, "Well, why are you listening to that song?" Because it was on a soundtrack from like a really obscure movie,
old movie.
Yeah, and he was like, "Why are you listening to that?"
He's probably like, "Oh, it's a Dario Argento movie," or some shit like that.
Yeah, yeah. Joe's movie-tism kicked in and was like, "Wait, why are you listening to that song right here, right now?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah."
It just sounds good. It sounds cool.
It sounds good.
I'm like,
how
sitting there
is
listening
Legion and Doom Patrol coming along? I have not gotten past the second episode of the second season of Legion, and I only got like 4 or 5 episodes into Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol.
Watch those.
Doom Patrol was okay. It wasn't it didn't captivate me. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed Doom Patrol more than I enjoyed the 20 minutes of Wonder Woman I stayed awake for. Wonder Woman 84.
I still need to watch that.
No, you don't.
I haven't watched. I mean, I would like to, but like, I don't have high hopes.
Foil Yagama for the win, Brainius. That's tight. Yeah, I don't think I'll rewatch it. I hated the first Wonder Woman. I felt like it was a travesty. The first two parts of it were decent, and the third part was just so terrible. Like, why couldn't you just end the movie well? You decide to have surprise Nazis or whatever, or surprise bad guy. The swerve of the
bad guy
Nazis
in
weren't.
World War I.
The Germans weren't bad. It was the Americans themselves. Like, okay, whatever. I don't fucking, or the English or whatever the hell it was. It was stupid swerve, worthless. And then the guy turned into like this classic comic book garbage villain. It's like, it was just so bad.
9-pound stuffed sopapilla challenge.
Can you imagine eating all that and not crapping your pants?
I could not.
That's a lot of Mexican food.
I've been to this restaurant. This is Sadie's restaurant. Look at the little kid in the back. That's like, he's so excited.
Yeah, I love that kid.
Yeah, because this guy's he's like a bodybuilder guy here to eat this stuffed sopapilla.
I like his mom back there got all dressed up to be in the
idea
background.
what's going on.
Yeah, the little homie back there. He's like, this is gonna be my life one day. I'll be on camera eating a big ass plate of food. Chuncho.
He found Smalling in one moment.
Yeah, I wonder if you have to eat the chips, the salsa, and the sopapilla in the basket over there too.
He better. I used to I was so fat that I would crave eating contests. I wouldn't just crave regular food.
Not gonna lie, that just looks like a lot of like
I would have.
shit
Yeah, I
on a
would have.
plate.
I would
You would
have
have beaten it?
Probably.
There's also Travis on a silver platter, which is insane. Like in New Mexico, dude, in New Mexico, most people are fat. Like
bet.
Yeah.
What's that look like to you, Marissa?
Because I did the.
It looks like a lot of shit on a plate, right?
I did the 12-egg omelet at Best Cafe, and it comes with a bunch of hash browns, like pounds and pounds of hash browns underneath it. And I was racing with another buddy of mine who was a wrestler that we were down here for. I think Scott might have been at the restaurant with us that night, and I finished mine no problem. He barely finished his omelet. He's like, okay, it's a tie.
I saw a guy fail at this, but he ate it. Like he still has like a half hour left too.
Yeah, he finished those chips. He finished those chips.
Yeah, he eats it all.
He looked like he was having a hard time for a second.
Here's Travis on a silver platter. This guy eats it on this channel.
Travis on a silver platter.
Here's the balloon fiesta. They have like this huge balloon festival in Albuquerque every year in the fall.
Cool.
Yeah.
Balloons. Grandma Warner's.
Travis Mexican Special, the home of the Travis.
Isaac Newton invented calculus during a
Look at
quarantine.
this.
What if someone figured out the mathematics
Look
that
at
make
this
work
shit.
that possible? The next novel because of the quarantine.
It's called a Travis. Like someone's like, what is it? It's literally its own like dish.
Is that?
It's like everything you can imagine that would give you diarrhea under a bunch of French fries.
I know exactly who this is. I'm friends with someone who he works with.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I'm just pulling this up because he's like,
I think his name's Nat.
look at all the cheese. Oh my god.
Oh my god! Wow.
You think you could do this?
Yeah.
What? Do you
Well,
think
in my heyday.
Oh, you can't do it now.
Probably not. I shouldn't do it now. I could have done it 4 months ago,
What do you
probably
think of
when I
that
was
food?
at my
What do you think of that
worst.
Travis on a platter?
When I was at my worst obesity.
The cat is just staring at this food like intently.
This guy looks like he reads the MAGA forums, but he doesn't post on them. You know, he's not an active participant, but he's like, I just got to keep up to date with the adrenochrome.
Oh my god, I can't believe he ate all that.
Yeah.
This feels like there's like a fine difference between like a food challenge and a mukbang.
That same guy that we saw eating the thing before this, he also came to Bellevue and ate the
soup.
Yeah, the
pho or
ramen.
the ramen.
Yeah, it's like two
fire ramen.
It's like 3 gallons of ramen. It's like an absurd amount of ramen.
Did they shut down the Eggy Pockets yet?
I don't think so. I think it's still around. Let me
I
see.
want to eat an Eggy Pocket. Friendliness is a tradition. Aw.
God damn.
Aw. Sometimes when you're drinking drinking your water and eating your meal in a competition like this, you get mixed up. It's not safe to have the ketchup bottle that close because you might baby suck on a ketchup bottle on accident. It does happen. It does happen.
You just drink it like, oh, shit.
Yeah, it happens. Nikocado Avocado has not been on Actual Mania yet. Probably a good.
You really need to get. Hold on.
I think Eggy Pocket might even be open right now.
How crazy would you define as how crazy would you define Nikocado Avocado?
Pretty fucking crazy, but I also think like there. I don't know if it was Jeff Holiday, but somebody on Twitter had just put it
nuts.
Once Twitter allowed their little snaps or whatever, you know, where the videos play at the top of Twitter.
Stories.
Yeah, stories. I'm pretty sure Jeff put Nikocado Avocado getting like butt fucked in his story. So I'm switching through Twitter stories like they're Insta stories, you know. You're just pointing cute memes. But out of nowhere, Nick Avocado's just getting plowed from behind, and I'm like, "Oh, this is a different world." Twitter stories are not like Instagram stories. This is a whole different world.
I will say, if I know I was like feeding ideas for Actual Mania stuff, Nikocado Avocado would be a fun one to match up with someone.
You would, yeah.
Like if you were gonna do, I know you made a joke about what is it, the Incontinental Championship.
Yeah.
The Incontinental?
The Incontinental.
Like they have incontinence.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a video of Nikocado Avocado shitting himself.
Yeah, we'd have to pretty much use the same video for each contestant if they won. Like you have to pit up the Incontinental Championship. That would be a fun one. But you like, how many videos are there of people who shit themselves multiple times?
I feel like you need to do it in like after, or you have to do it with long gaps of time, so then the joke stays.
We do
fresh.
need to figure all of this out, and we're actually going to have a private show coming up next Friday, a week from now.
Okay.
Yeah, a Patreon private show. Should be interesting. We shall see.
A fleet. A Twitter story is called a fleet. I don't know.
It is.
I don't give a fuck what the
A
fuck they
fleet
brand
is
their
like
shit.
a bunch of ships. All right? That's what a fleet is.
Yeah, I don't care about the company's
In
branding.
my
of
day,
what their
that's
stuff's
what a
called.
fleet was. God darn it, we liked it.
I appreciate you trying to educate me, Spirit Flame, but in this case, I choose to be willfully ignorant.
Which makes the revelation of awful shit all the better.
I knew it was a fleet when it came out, and I purposefully forgot that information. I definitely was like, no, I don't want to know this. I don't want to know what this is.
You know, you were talking earlier about, Macho having to carry it if Hogan wasn't doing it. Like, if they needed a baby face, people could get behind. He was the guy to go to.
Yeah.
Around that time, Bischoff was trying to steal Macho.
Macho Man?
Yeah, like...
Try.
Like, when they moved him back to, like, being a heel... Like, they were going to move him and make him the ultimate face of WCW pre-Hogan Exodus.
He would have been huge.
And that, like, him and Sting probably could have had a cool program, too, that they would have worked back then.
Yeah, Macho Man and Sting instead of Macho Man and Steamboat.
Yeah.
Like, they could have had, like, an amazing match.
Well, this would have been after Steamboat, though.
Oh, yeah, but, I mean, instead, but, like, we look back on Macho Man and Steamboat, but Sting would play the Steamboat role. Probably.
I think Macho Man's underrated now. I don't know. I think he personified pro wrestling in his decade, and I think all around he's better than Hogan. I would say, obviously the numbers can't be denied. Like, the money can't, but all around as a wrestler, like, I think he's a better promo. I think he had a better look. I think he had a better performance. I think he was just better all around.
If he was 7-8 inches taller, maybe he.
He was short. Like, he was small. Like, he's not small either.
Yeah, I know.
But for that time, he was small.
Yeah.
Like, he looks small next to Hogan. That WrestleMania 5 match, I hate that. Because Macho Man hits him with the elbow, like, multiple times, and then Hogan, like, no-sells it, gives him the leg drop, and wins. Like it was nothing.
Which one was... I just forget the Mania that it was, but I was say which one was Macho Steamboat?
That was 3, WrestleMania 3.
Yeah. Okay.
That kind of stole the show.
Well, people will always remember the Hogan Andre the Giant matchup. That's like
of course.
That's Hogan's probably biggest WrestleMania match. I think.
Actually, though,
and he still talks about it.
I'm pretty sure. I think Bruce Pritchard said that Hogan Macho was the best-selling WrestleMania of that era, from like WrestleMania 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Like that was Warrior Hogan was sold less than Macho versus Hogan.
But historically, though, I think people think of Hogan Andre as being like because Andre was larger than life.
Yeah, the fucked up thing though was like Andre and Hogan had wrestled multiple times before that, and Hogan had picked up Andre and already slammed him. That match between Hogan and Savage had never happened before.
Yeah.
They had been allies, and Macho had the run as the champion, and there was the whole like jealousy angle and everything. It was perfect. Only though, in my theory, Savage was not the heel in that exchange. Hogan was creeping on his woman.
Look, if someone can take your woman, she's not your woman.
He didn't take her.
Oof.
And she was his woman.
And then he took Scary Sherry instead.
That's an uptrade.
Is it?
Dude, Miss
You
Elizabeth.
like Sherry better than Elizabeth?
No, Elizabeth was great.
Oh, okay.
I was just being a man that was trying to back up. You know, honestly, Sherry is definitely going to be the one that's going to work harder.
Right.
She's going to put
Elizabeth!
it. Sherry, like Elizabeth is the princess. She's the pet. She wants to be taken care of. Sherry will take care of you. Sherry will cook you eggs, lick your back hindquarters, and then
oh my God,
buy you some crack.
Jesus.
She'll coke mule some crack for you into Mexico. That's the type of girl
Now
Sherry was.
that's a ride or die.
Exactly what Sherry was a ride or die.
That being said, I missed Dark Side of the Ring, and I got to watch that episode again.
No.
Yeah, the
that's such
Macho,
a good episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see they teased the new season?
No.
They're doing a Nick Gage episode.
I saw Brian
or
Zane
Tournament of
from Wrestling with Regret, who normally never talks about political shit, tweeted at Nick Fuentes the other day.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
He will never step foot in a political circle, but when he calls Nick Fuentes a cunt, it is amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
Rudy Giuliani quoted Nick Fuentes today.
No, really?
No.
That's what Vic Soul's saying. That's unfortunate. Where was that? Where was that quote at, Vic Soul?
I'm gonna need to see a link to that.
Brino79 says Sherry was hot in the day. Of course she was. Of course
she was an actual wrestler. Miss Elizabeth was not a wrestler. Sherry was an old school lady wrestler. She was trained by Moolah. She was one of the few that like left Moolah and wouldn't pay, because Moolah used to make these deals like, I train you, I make this percentage of your money for the rest of your life. And Sherry like broke that.
Sherry was like, fuck you, no.
And she actually was women's champ for a while. So
Moolah was a pimp too. Go on and dust your shoulders off.
I mean, she was kind of.
Yeah. She would force the girls to like fuck guys. She'd send them over to work for them. And
wrestlers and promoters.
Yeah,
and
she's
shit.
like, you better fuck these guys or you're not going to get work. Goose Juice has a request.
I'm the cream of the crop.
Now, if Ben could say it.
I did.
That was Macho Man.
I'm the cream of the crop.
Ah. Yeah, I wonder what Teddy Hart is up to right now. It's a good question.
Jail?
I was going to say, is he in jail?
Isn't there a website that says, like, is Teddy Hart in jail?
I think it's a Twitter account.
The Twitter. I'm sure that stopped the moment that it said yes. But we'll see.
I'm gonna look that one up.
Is Teddy
Savage had the most awesome ring attire and like entrance attire, and then like when he was the Macho King, he had the guys like carrying the throne on their shoulders that he would come in on. He'd have like 4 guys carrying this giant thing that he had a throne on top of. It was pretty awesome.
As of 13 hours ago, no. He is not in jail.
Yeah, he's not in jail. He hasn't been in jail since November 18th.
Ooh, a new record.
Yeah. So November 18th was the last time he was marked in jail. And according to the Twitter account, he was in there for quite some time. Looks like September 15th to November 18th. So 2 months. Did 2 months in jail?
Was that
shit ain't fun.
Entertainment Tonight?
I think so, yeah. We're doing the entertainment news. That was me doing the entertainment news. I don't know what that is. It sounds familiar.
Ravishing Rick Rude? Yeah, Ravishing Rick Rude. Rick Rude and Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, were like 2 of my favorite wrestlers of that era. Like, they were really good in the ring, good on the mic, and they looked like they were tough, and they had good finishing moves. Like, Rick Rude had the Rude Awakening, which was basically the stunner. It was like a neck breaker move, only the guy was facing away from him.
An actual neck breaker.
Yeah, it was a neck
Stone
breaker.
Cold Steve Austin
actually looked like it fucking hurt.
There's a
reverse neck breaker.
He was doing a 3/4 turn neck breaker is what it's called.
Okay.
Stone Cold Steve Austin was a 3/4 turn neck breaker. There was the swinging neck breaker. Rude did the traditional neck breaker.
And then Mr. Perfect's finisher was the fisherman suplex.
Yeah.
Perfect plex.
Yeah.
The perfect place.
It's weird how simple the finishers of that era were.
The fisherman suplex was...
Hulk Hogan doing the leg drop. Well, it was a fisherman suplex into a pin.
Yeah, it's actually a little more complicated because you bridging pin.
And you got to be strong as fuck like Kurt Hennig was.
Yeah.
So
Kurt
Hennig like roughed up Brock Lesnar. Like everyone talks about that, how Kurt Hennig was like kind of strong and could like hang against Brock Lesnar when they like wrestle around and shit.
Is he Minnesota?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's Larry Hennig. Yeah.
Wasn't Brock from Minnesota too?
Brock's from North Dakota. I think he might have
that Midwest area.
Actually,
in general,
I think Brock actually went to Minnesota though for college.
He tried out for the Vikings too.
Yeah. I think he went to college, and that was the school he went to.
Master P, the rapper Master P, was in the NBA preseason for the Charlotte Hornets one year, and he preseasoned for the Toronto Raptors one year.
Brock Lesnar got into a fight when he was trying out for football.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever see that video? Let me see if I can find it.
Let's find that. That sounds interesting.
After this video, I am probably going to go. So
Why?
Just letting you know.
Do you want to be on the new Cream team?
What's the new Cream team, Billy?
If you have to ask, you'll never know.
I thought the proper response was going to be fuck around and find out.
Basically, that was the sweet boy way of saying fuck around and find out.
All right, here it is.
Fair.
Here it is.
Uniform, though. I do. But
there's big ass Brock Lesnar in a football uniform, which is scary as hell.
I would never. He looks terrifying on that alone.
But he starts a fight, which is crazy.
Could you have imagined under any circumstances making it in the NFL?
Well, it was a shot that I wanted to do, and I really thank the Vikings organization for allowing me to get my hands dirty at least.
You get in a fight here.
No, look at that. See, he pushed me off him, and next thing you know, look at that. Look at how agile I am. Back on top again. Look at it.
But overall,
See that?
It was a pretty good experience for you.
It was.
The crazy thing about that right there is both teams went out to help the other guy.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing is that's the most I've ever heard Brock Lesnar talk in my life.
Man of few words.
Someone said he doesn't look that big there. What the fuck are you smoking? Can I get some?
Mm-hmm.
Gave him the old flipping pile driver. Damn it.
You know what? The thing about Brock Lesnar is he wasn't even that. I mean, like, he wasn't even that tall. I mean, he's tall, but he's not like.
Is he 6'3"?
Something like that. But compared to like a lot of other guys, they're taller than him. But he's just like.
He's just bulky.
He's huge. Like I've
Yeah.
seen him in person multiple times.
I wonder if like he could be any taller and not like still do what he does. Like he might be at that perfect
Yeah,
level.
you want to have a low center of gravity.
Yeah.
Too. Like you don't want someone to be able to pick you up easily. And
He
if
might
you're-
be like the tallest he could possibly be
Yeah.
without losing some.
He's like the Hulk. You
Yeah.
know, he's like. I don't know.
He's a fucking an anomaly. He's something that probably shouldn't exist in humanity. And
He's
as long
got
as
like
alive,
like the
But he
Hulk
does.
like forehead. Oh God!
as long as he's alive, we all just live in his shadow. Which is why
and
me
on-
and Donald Trump are going to march to Brock Lesnar's house.
Fuck. And on that note, I'm out. So.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Everybody check
I
out.
want to, before I go, I want to personally thank you guys for all the hours of content that you've given me as I work.
Yeah.
And again, one last time, Spotify. Go to Spotify.
Yeah.
Listen to all the episodes if you can.
Do it.
Right there.
All those Drunken
So
Peasants
many.
episodes on Spotify.
Go to Spotify,
So
y'all.
many.
You see this?
But-
Going to Spotify. Going
You
to
see them on
Spotify,
Spotify,
y'all.
y'all?
See this?
Get it.
See this, y'all?
Y'all see?
We're going to
Get it.
Spotify. Y'all see? Y'all see? Going to Spotify. Drunken
Yes,
Peasants.
I will be back in the near future. Thank you guys so much for letting me back on. I
Good to
appreciate
have you back,
it.
Smarty. Have a good night.
Good night.
You have a good night, guys.
Later. All right. So we're gonna end this in a few. Did we have Streamlabs to read or anything?
We did.
All right.
Goose Juice says, can Ben say I'm the cream of the crop? And he
did that.
did. And Macho Man said it too. Dragon the West says, Isaac Newton invented calculus during a quarantine. What if someone figured out the mathematics that make warp drive possible, or we get the next great novel because of the quarantine? I bet you there are going to be a lot of quarantine novels and stuff. So probably some good movie scripts that were written during this time. Who knows if they'll ever be made? Can't really make movies anymore. Cough, cough. Dragon the West says 51 of a third equals 17 point nice multiplier. Yeah, multiplied by 17. I said 160%. I was thinking like 17 times, 16 times. And it sounded like, that's why I said 160%. But that's totally off when I was doing the math about what I gained on Robinhood. Bop, bop, bop. Spirit Flame says, Billy Big Screen, woo! Goose Juice gave that big love double time to get us to the goal. Appreciate it. Scott from Space said, I'm stoned, and the guest chair keeps making it look like he has cat ears when he reclines. I totally saw that too, and I'm not stoned. Mr. Captain Snack says, oh my God, he's that fucking small? That's adorable. What a sweet little man boy. Aw. The Locust God said, I'd like to say, not all of us Long Islanders are like this, but we have a lot of shitty people. Revit Kalinsky again said $2 to say, fuck you, Billy. I need you to send $10 to apologize now. Hello, my friends, says Twig and Berries growing next to the forbidden fruit. Talking about the G-spot. Get it. Peggy Prolapse asked Smarty if they could be their pocket pal. Aaron Chandler said, Belta Lauda? I don't know what that means. I probably just said something terribly offensive in another language.
How disgusting of you.
I know. Hello, my friends, says, I hate people that makes videos of them ruining someone's day. I agree. I think I read that one already. That would mean we're right back.
After these messages,
we'll be right back.
Someone just got a free stock and gave me a free stock literally just now.
Ooh.
And a bunch of people sent in their bats, which is also great.
I still feel like I'm 10 pounds lighter after that dump. It's like, you ever get elated, like a euphoria after taking a crap?
Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling that still to this moment. That was a while
It's
ago.
an enjoyable time.
Oh, I'm elated.
So I think we are going to wrap up this show. We will see all of you very soon. coming up on Tuesday. Who do we have as a guest? Let's see. Who is
This
it?
Tuesday we have Barack Obama and Donald Trump.
We have we have Stevie Wolf. Yeah, Stevie Wolf.
Hey.
Stevie Wolf. So we'll see you all then. Good night. Oh, and by the way, I will update the ending credits before the next episode. They will be updated. Here's the outdated credits.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.